Hello, everyone. How's it going? Can everybody hear me okay? I'm here. I have here with me Mr. B. Squigglehouse. He's on Discord.
Hello.
How's it going?
I'm doing pretty well. I was not quite sure if you were asking how's it going to me or to the viewers here.
Well, it was aimed to you, but also for the viewers.
Okay, all right. I'm doing pretty well. I'm a little tired, but that's kind of normal.
You had a late last night?
Not even. I was in bed at like 10:30. But we'll see.
We'll see about
if anybody
that.
wants to know, that's why we're getting Gramercy. So I was sleeping like 12 hours a day. It's been great.
Yeah. When should we expect another Gramercy?
Not to spoil anything or to make promises I can't
I thought you were gonna
keep,
say not too soon.
Man, no, I'm really hoping for tomorrow. I've got, I haven't started editing yet, but usually that's fairly quick. And it's going to be big. I've got like 6 or 7 hours of footage recorded.
You're going to condense all that into a time lapse?
We'll see. I mean, I've started. So the problem was I was in the mood to start projects. And I'm like, oh my God, I've just recorded a full length. I've started 6 projects. I haven't finished anything.
So
I've got a little...
Are you saying that the next episode will be jam-packed with tiny little projects all over?
Yeah, and I think 1 or 2 of them is going to be finished front to back.
Wow.
But they're going to be a lot. So I laid out another neighborhood that's the biggest one we've ever done. So it kind of marches us really close to the downtown area. Set up, realigned the highway, a big, well, not big. I did finally a proper full interchange. And by interchange, I mean exit ramp set, basically. Big neighborhood, lots of weird kind of setting up road layouts and things. Finishing up the World's Fair zone and working on that steam engine that I've been teasing for a while. That's actually in the episode too. I've been recording a lot of the texture work for it. So doing that because that's going to be kind of the centerpiece display that was put on for the World's Fair and then taken never taken down or donated back to the city or something like that.
I'm guessing you're gonna eventually release it as an actual functional asset.
I think so, but I'm gonna hold it in my pocket, I guess, for a little while as a prop.
Mm-hmm.
And then just once, so I've been slowly kind of making some more vintage train cars. And once I've got a full train of vintage train cars, then there we go.
Nice. Very, very nice. I'm really looking forward to it. But while we wait for everyone to join the live stream, I want to do my usual round of asking everyone where they are from. So just name and city in the chat. I want to see how far out we are reaching, I guess. And yeah, there's gonna be terrible frame rates here, people. So yeah, just stay tuned for that. You can zoom out in the meantime so you can see the.
Oh geez, I'm talking in the chat. I added my own thing, but I forgot that I'm ahead of the stream.
San Francisco.
So I'm the first by far. Everyone's still talking about other stuff. They're just like, what is he thinking?
Well, oh my God, it's going way too fast. Okay, let me just stop it. Okay, so
Toronto, San Diego, Honolulu, New York, Pyongyang, which is pretty interesting.
Wow.
England, Netherlands, Brazil, Norway, Denmark, Brazil, Minneapolis, England, another New Yorker, Serbia,
Brazil, Chile, Dublin,
Ireland, Toronto.
Wow, we're really all over
London,
the world.
Zimbabwe.
Nice. Bogota. Colorado. Wow, I'm sure by now everyone who's from Colorado saw the video that we put together 2 days ago.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was fun indeed.
And there's more footage where that came from.
Yeah.
Just up to you, Strick, to decide if it's worth it or not.
Yeah, you need to send it to me because I only have.
Oh, really? You
footage.
only have those?
Yeah, because we're only testing one video, see what
That's right.
how things came out. But yeah, send me
okay,
the rest.
Yeah. I've got I think almost the whole trip through Utah, including a pretty nice sunrise over the salt flats.
You know, so I do have that clip actually.
Oh. I think you might have it all then, because that was it. I didn't start recording all the way from Chicago. We were in Denver, and I'm like, hey, I've got a spare cell phone. I bet I could tape this onto the train, and I literally did.
I think it just doesn't. It doesn't go all the way to San Francisco or
no, it doesn't, because it got to be nighttime around Sacramento, and the video quality just died. Because they don't light train tracks like highways, and there are no headlights on the back of a train.
Okay, so yeah, I think I have it. I have everything then.
Cool.
Awesome. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in. Yeah, we're gonna get this show started. I mean, just the agenda for today, just so that you know, it's
Stop trying to push your agenda straight.
Yeah, I'm gonna push my agenda to everyone in this live stream. So I've been doing a bit of maintenance. I talked about this in the previous episode. This is like an old example of how the neighborhoods around here used to look like, with these darker roads and like just crammed fences, and like I'm not even keeping track of the sidewalk, and like people walk through fences and things. So I've been cleaning things up. I wasn't really a fan of this. I spent a couple days this week, coming up with like nice layouts. I can zoom in real quick here and show you. Obviously, this is completely undetailed, or not completely, but quite a bit undetailed. We need to add a lot of vegetation and maybe even cables, and convert the roads and add the decals and everything else, just so that it looks, just so that it blends in with the rest. What I'm aiming for is something kind of like this. Obviously, these are missing a ton of fences, thanks to Flux. Actually, thanks to me not looking what I should have been looking. But this is kind of the look and feel that I'm after, and I figured that it would have been a nice thing to, do a bit of a live stream, answer some of your questions, and we'll try to complete at least part of this. Now, in the next couple episodes, we're going to be switching gears a little bit. I'm not going to tell anything about what I'm thinking of doing, because I'm still like trying to figure things out, but it's gonna be somewhat different from what we've been doing, and yeah, just stay tuned for that, I guess. So let's see what chat is saying. Anything I mean, I'm trying to like read as it goes, but have you seen anything worth answering?
King Leno's here, which is pretty fun.
Hey, so, King Leno. Man, we have so many really awesome King Leno assets in here.
Yeah, dude. Pug Gaming as well.
Oh, hi.
Some people are excited about a fence fixing stream.
A fence
fixing stream. They should be.
Yeah,
those are
course.
Some of the best ones. Prez. Hey, Prez. How you doing?
Prez. It's a roller coaster of emotions doing fences.
A fence fixing stream. Yeah, no, it's exciting, right?
Yeah, talking about roller coaster, Crumbs McGee did a roller coaster with Cities Skylines.
I saw that.
Yeah. He was using your asset.
I think he was using my monorail train, which is crazy to me to think that this like 60-year-old monorail on like a roller coaster track.
That is so crazy. Okay, so I'm going to get started by cleaning up some of these blocks. I can show you what I've been doing. Man, I didn't remember the frame rate being this bad. I mean, it was pretty bad, but probably because I'm streaming. I'm not losing any. I'm not dropping any frames, I don't think, but we'll see. For anyone interested, we're probably going to be streaming for a couple hours this morning. So what I'm doing here is just deleting, the trees and the props, because I need to be able to see what I'm doing. Also, I've been removing several of these houses, mostly because, well, I don't know if you remember the population on the last episode was around 30. Basically, we're now 10,000 people short, and that actually has improved on the frame rate. We don't really need that many houses, and also having so many houses, so many people living here means that we need to have an economy to support it, which it's challenging, aesthetically speaking, challenging.
So did you bulldoze a bunch of houses to lower the population?
Pretty much. I mean, this is literally what I'm doing. I go, one by, I just leave a gap there, here and there.
Yeah,
remove a few of these, probably leave that, and that's it. And then all I do next is just move it, and just
Gramercy's hit about 40,000, and my computer's not thrilled.
No, wait till you get to 65. That's like the limit.
I think I need to start going through and making it so one person lives in each of the tenements.
Yeah.
And blockhouses. There's something much lower, because I think I actually started this video with that realistic population mod, which is great, but it does mean that like 30 people per building.
Wait, how does that mod work exactly?
It detects it figures out the dimensions of the building. So
really?
Lot size, and learns the mesh's height, and then multiplies that by a certain amount. So it means that you end up with skyscrapers being able to host a skyscraper number of people, but that does mean that your big old buildings have 1,000 people living in them plus, which is not incredible for frame rates.
Yeah, no.
It seems.
Have you tried like just turning it off just to see.
Yeah, I did, but the
what
problem
happens?
is it sets the buildings things on the buildings spawn. So I'd either have to rebuild every single building there,
Huh.
which I'm looking like I might have to do anyway, or figure out another way to speed up the process.
That will take a long time if you have to replop everything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
We'll see.
I do not want to be in your shoes. I mean, look, I need to go fix all these missing fences, and I add those everywhere, so there's gaps. I mean, they don't look terrible, as terrible as they could have looked, but I can only, like, if I had to replop every single thing here, I mean, this took me already 3 or 4 days what I did, so probably during this live stream we're going to cover a couple blocks and that's it. I do want to add some more details, not just do fences, but I wanted to at least do 1 row of fences so that everyone can see what I'm doing, behind the scenes.
Somebody asked, is Cedo part of a country or is it its own island nation?
It's, I mean, technically it's part of the Maldives, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. I mean, I guess this specific Seenu, I don't know. We don't know. We don't have, actually, you know what? We don't have any government houses here. I know I've been getting that request for a while, but I need to somehow leave an area for a government building thing.
Government zone, yeah.
Yeah, government zone.
Skibbeth is here. Hello, Skibbeth.
Hey, Skibbeth. I wouldn't expect. I figured that there's a lot of people who are sleeping right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, you told me it's I'll start at 10 in the morning. I'm like, oh God, why? But actually, I forgot to turn off my alarm, so I've been up since 7.
Wait, so how is it possible? Oh, you forgot to turn the alarm from the week.
Yeah, from the week.
Oh, okay.
So all of a sudden at 7 o'clock,
that didn't make any sense.
Oh no.
Okay, this is really
up.
Now these houses with the stupid swing set in the back are really not great. So I'm gonna move this in here. Man, this house is King of Land. If you're still around, they're really handy. They're nice. They have the right amount of details. They don't have weird parking lots or stupid things like that. I love it. They're perfect.
The weird parking lot's been killing me lately.
Yeah.
Also, the fact that this game is so much more detailed now has been killing me lately because it means it takes so much longer to texture all my assets.
Yeah, people, stop detailing your cities.
Yeah, I mean, I look back and I look at the original screenshots I shared when I first started modding for this game, and I'm like, yes!
Those were the days.
They matched, but they had no detail. But it didn't matter because nobody modeled any cities with any sort of detail. But now you can't really play like that, and I literally have to sit here texturing individual rivets onto the roofs of the trains.
Oh man, do you remember how I still remember when I was working on Cedar Valley, each episode was oh, I just did this whole neighborhood, and I was now I barely do 2 blocks of a neighborhood, and it's
there's so much stuff to do to stay detailed, and it there's a point where assets are so detailed that you need to surround them, because having a really detailed asset just sitting on regular grass looks bad. But it used to be that the assets weren't as detailed. You were all using vanilla assets. There weren't as many good LUTs. There weren't as many options. Decals weren't even a thing. So it's you found a good theme and just said, great, we're done. It's a shame that this parking lot doesn't look more worn than other ones, but I guess that's the best we can do.
Yeah.
And now on top of that, there's ploppable asphalt. It's just oh great, I can't just use concrete brush everywhere. So now I've got to sit there and individually ploppable asphalt these parking lots and things.
Look, I mean, I don't know if you're looking at the stream right now, but these asphalt road, these concrete roads, you're just gonna see it in a moment.
Yeah.
That used to be enough, not anymore. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love adding those details. Seriously, the effects that you can do with these types of roads are a million times better. But you know, it really does take. I mean, for YouTube times, what people expect on an episode, it feels like it's a lot more work, and that's why progress hasn't been. I mean, I did a lot of work in 15 episodes, 16 episodes, but still, I wish I would be moving a little bit faster. It's just not possible anymore, not with this level of detail.
Yeah.
I read you, Harry. Yeah, we're gonna do the airport at some point. Don't worry about it. You don't have to spam the whole chat.
See, wow, I've never seen Seenu zoomed out like that. It actually looks like a GTA map or something.
It kind of
Like,
does.
I just
Yeah.
like looking at the scale and the fact that it's like an island like that. Imagine that would be an uncommon setting for a game like that. Like a rural sort of Maldives.
I don't know. I mean, there's so many like missions you could do here.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't you think?
I mean, I guess it'll have. I mean, it kind of has all the GTA staples. I guess a lot of like roads and things. They're like big highways, but who cares?
Yeah, that's
and
true.
then like there will like a lot of boats to get across. It's like a Vice City sort of map. Yeah, somebody else says Vice City.
Yeah, I think Vice City would be a better analogy for GTA. But I mean, yeah, I don't know if it will be like, because the problem is that most of these islands are not connected. So how do you like?
Boats.
Yeah, I guess boats and planes, helicopters.
Yeah, it just seems like the right sort of scale and the right detail too. Like it's crazy. I've never seen it like that.
It's man, I'm getting 4 FPS now in certain areas, so that should tell you.
That's tough. My lowest in Gramercy is 10, and that's when I'm like looking straight at the city and everything.
Oh, lucky you.
I never thought I'd be lucky with 10 FPS.
I was telling can I say P Squiggle or Jay? What do you prefer?
Jay's fine.
Okay, I was telling Jay before that. Actually, I told him last night. I was having issues with the depth of field, and I managed to fix it. And apparently, the reason, if you're having this problem, if you care at all, what was causing it for me was the enhanced zoom mod. Is that the name? Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I disabled it, and screw it, I don't need it anymore, because I really wanted the depth of field mostly, so that when I look at the city like from this kind of angle, the LODs of the trees, especially the palm trees that kind of like stick out, they weren't great. So at least with this blurred effect, it just looks a million times better. So
Kind of sorts itself.
yeah.
Ooh, Press says he's got 3 FPS. Wasn't Aramore supposed to be like a lighter FPS friendly version of Falcon Falls?
Did you actually said that, Press? Like that was supposed to be a lighter version of?
Yeah, I think that's what I remember, because I remember right at that time, because like Falcon Falls was about to end, Cedar Valley was about to end. You're just like, yeah, I'm doing a small island so I can keep up my FPS.
Oh, I mean, imagine
you said that with it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, I said that, but like if I were to build like another Cedar Valley type city, like, or even Arrowhead, like that, like would not work. I would get like way less FPS than Seenu right now.
I mean, even Arrowhead now, like, it's still, I think Arrowhead probably holds up as one of the best like first generation, I guess, YouTube series. But like, imagine having to do Arrowhead now with like all the grasses and things.
Oh my! I mean, would have to cover the whole valley with grass.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like game over.
No, thank you.
Enjoy that sweet. Like, yeah, no problem. Can you just quickly ask? Oh man, I feel really bad, but I forget who makes the cinematic camera extended one.
Sam.
Yeah, just ask them. Hey, can you let us slow this down to like 120th so we can speed it back up?
I mean, 1 FPS is probably not terrible for cinematics. I don't.
1 FPS, yeah. I mean, it'd be nice to be able to go and just like get up and go take a shower, like have a sandwich while your cinematic is recording.
I mean, I only get 4 FPS if I look like in this direction kind of thing. So I try to like always like point down, and I'm right now I don't have my FPS counter, but I'm getting like probably like 20 something, like looking down like this. So it's not terrible. What are my PC specs? They're on my website, strictoaster.com, and just so you know, I have like an i7 6700K, 980 Ti, and like 32 gigs of RAM, I think. Not remember, but you can check them there.
So we asked if we know infrastructureist. We do.
Yeah, we do. I like his channel actually. It's pretty interesting stuff. I love how he like really like nailed picking the right LUT. Like the look on his videos is like spot on. It's really good.
It's really cool. I really liked Kendrick. Unfortunately, the European city doesn't speak to me as much. But I mean,
we get asked that a lot if you're gonna ever build a European city.
Yeah,
I definitely want to do it, but I don't think we're the right people for that. I might do like a smaller, like a smaller build, similar to what I do in my Spanish channel, like where I do like one tiny build of like a couple blocks. That's actually doable with the level of detail that we're dealing with right now. So in the future, like I don't know if I would do another even Seenu type project. I would prefer to do like smaller things, kind of like what Kramagi does, like like a corner or something like that. I think that's a little bit more interesting.
I kind of like both. I mean, I have grand plans for Gramercy, I guess. Eventually,
I mean, there is something about like a long series where you see the progress of that's made.
Well, I just like zooming out to see like a big city, and I mean, one of the things that I've wanted to do with Gramercy for a long time is blocks and blocks of like medium density, like Brooklyn or like Queens or somewhere like that. Just 'cause I think that sort of scale is something that's not super common to see at Cities Skylines. You see a lot of people really kind of accelerating from huge tall skyscrapers down to low density very quickly. To be able to get like a region in the city, because I mean, like Gramercy's not gonna have a lot of farms nearby. I'm not gonna go all the way to like
make sense.
super rural farms. I mean, I'll get to some like northeastern side, like forests and things, but I doubt there'll be any farms. We'll see. It could be to the point where I'm just like, God, I need to fill land real quick.
I mean, one thing that I was able to do because there's the other issue of like being inspired to continue things, right? So Seenu, it's like pretty monotonous after a while, but that's why I have all these other projects that sort of help me try a few different things and then go back to Seenu refreshed.
With Gramercy, there's enough stuff, like unusual stuff. So I mean, I was getting a little bored of neighborhoods and things, so I did like the World's Fair Park, and like now I'm going back to neighborhoods. When I get bored of those, I'll probably jump to downtown, and then go back to neighborhoods and jump to like the industrial harbor and back to neighbor. So I'll keep like touching back on neighborhoods, but there's enough kind of variety, because if you actually look, Gramercy is going to be a really weird city, kind of when you compare what like benefits and what sort of stuff that it has to the size of it. Because it's not going to be huge. It's not going to be like actually New York size, but it has a lot of the perks of New York, like the Navy Yard, like the World's Fair kind of park. So it's going to be a little bizarre.
Definitely the infrastructure in New York.
Yeah. But it's going to it's like I'm taking a lot of inspiration from like a GTA map styled thing. We kind of condense the landmarks and condense the interesting things. Yeah. But obviously I'm not condensing it as like, I think it's crazy. Because when I lived in New York, I always tried to like scope out my neighborhood in GTA to see if it was represented, and I'm like, oh, it's not, because everywhere I live is like a block in this, because I don't live in Times Square. Yeah, so it's kind of a compromise between that like scaled down thing.
Someone is asking, Chad, if we're thinking, or if I'm thinking of doing another collab like Arrowhead. The answer to that is yes.
Never again.
Never again. Well, good. Now I know I cannot count on you. I definitely want to do that. We're trying to like figure something out. Hopefully not so long in the future. So stay tuned for that. But I mean, that guest episode that Flux did was a ton of fun. So we really want to try to repeat that. I mean, obviously Flux is going to return to Seenu and do finish his project.
Is he?
Oh yeah, I mean he left this island just like completely undone. I mean, are you kidding me? He better come back and finish it. Come on, this looks amazing.
Does the first 50% and just says good luck?
Yeah, just like it's your problem now. I mean, he did all this work in one episode. I know he put like so many hours into it. And it's like not even like it's probably like 20% done, 30% done. There's quite a bit of work to be done here too, but we'll get to that. I mean, just the rest of the islands will be out. I'm thinking of doing like, for example, this smaller island as a whole episode if I can for my Spanish channel, so that we can make some progress and also get like a different type of content on my other channel. I don't know, just thinking out loud right now.
That's clever.
Not committing to anything. Just don't,
Strict host dose confirmed. I still think it's a missed opportunity not to name that thing Strict Doster.
Strict Doster, yeah, but that would have been like really difficult to like even find
Yeah, it's confusing, but
it's I try to like come up with more usable things than cool things.
Damn.
Sometimes form over function, sometimes the other way around.
Yeah.
But I hear you. Maybe the next channel will have a funny name. I don't know what that could be though, but
I don't know. I know nothing about good names for YouTube channels, apparently.
yeah, I mean,
as we've seen, it turns out maybe I'm not the best person to talk to about easily searchable
that
SEO optimized names.
That video that we just did, the time-lapse thing, it took me, I had to Google your name every single time I needed to like include a card or anything. It's like because I know how to like write it in general, like I am not used to it, but still I had to like go back and like make sure that I actually got it right. 9 times out of 10 I got it right, but I still had to go and check. I wouldn't trust my memory.
I saved out a whole, right when we first started like talking and working together with the Strict Toast Air stuff, I saved out a whole set of textures and got all the way to game import for one of them before I realized I had 2 T's. Strict Toaster.
Strict Toaster.
Oh god.
Oh, no.
I had to redo those.
No. Okay, so adding fences. I'm probably going to be doing just a quick update. I'm probably going to be doing this block right here, and then we're going to start adding details to things so that we, cover quite a bit of ground. And then
adding details to things is why I'm here.
Yeah, I mean, I am adding details now, even though it's just fences. But I'm talking about like vegetation. That to me is like the most fun part, especially because it's like less accurate. It's like a little bit more forgiven.
Yeah.
When you're doing things, so. These fences, man, can you imagine if someone comes up with a mod that does splines for fences? Wouldn't that be amazing? And I'm just like trying to hint at any modders that could be in the chat right now.
Yeah, we got that procedural objects thing, so splines would be nice.
Did you guys see that? Like, can you find me a link, Jay? And
yeah,
so we can put it in the chat?
Weird because it's like a Twitter video.
Yeah, but it feels like it was posted on YouTube at some point. So can you maybe Google it? So while Jay finds it, let me tell you what it is. So someone, I think it's like one of the French city designer guys, came up with a mod that allows you to like edit shapes of objects. I can't even English say. Allows you to edit shapes. Like imagine you have a cube here in Cities Skylines and you can just like move the nodes and like move it up and down with gizmos and things. So you can create any shape you want in game, like basically model in game. Like
just sent the link. It's probably gonna be here like super awkwardly early, compared to
no, it's okay because I was just talking about it.
Yeah.
But so having mods like this. Like, I really need to finish Seenu soon, because then the level of detail that I'll have to add, it will be like a whole nother, challenge. But man, if there was some sort of like spline tool for fences or even cables, can you imagine cables? I asked Bloody
Cables
Penguin
would be really nice.
And TPB and several modders to figure that out, but I don't know if it's probably not easy.
Yeah, I have a bunch of excuse me. I have a bunch of
Am I boring you right now?
No, it's fine. Fences are riveting, man. You know that.
Fences are what?
Riveting.
I don't know.
Exciting stuff.
I'm
glued to the screen.
You were saying like fences have rivets. Like, sure, so what? Like...
No, but I've been asking a whole bunch of times about trying to get a high-speed rail track, like texture and everything, so I'll be able to have the like electrified tracks in Gramercy as opposed to non. So I've been like bugging them about splines and like trying to get networks with cables and things too. So
what would be the difference of that type of track, if you don't mind?
Well, I want so just like I want some texture differences, like concrete ties rather than wood, and I basically want a network that I can restrict to passenger trains and has catenary rather than the shared current track we have.
Yeah.
Because I don't want one of the things that Gramercy already has and is going to have even more of is I've turned down the speed on all the freight trains to like frustratingly slow. So it looks really stupid when all of the passenger trains get stuck behind them, but it looks awesome to see a freight train, like a 50-car freight train, just like slowly dragging its way through the mountains.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, can you just like mod the texture of the train tracks? Tim did a mod like that or something.
I think that's possible. I know.
I mean, it would only work for that, right? But
yeah, exactly. So hoping that like we're gonna get a network skin soon that'll allow that. Maybe I've talked to the people behind Traffic Manager to see if they can expand that to trains as well. And they say it's not gonna be hard; they just need to find the time, which I get because not hard. Just need to find the time is pretty much my like total MO right now. Whenever anybody asks me to do something, it's like yeah, for sure I could do that. Just need to figure out what.
And then you go waste your time watching stupid live streams from other YouTubers. Yeah,
I'm not wasting my time. Hey, I've got 4 monitors. Your live stream is in half
four
of
monitors.
One right now.
You have 4
yeah,
monitors.
I have 4 monitors. Yeah, I've got a 27-inch 4K in the middle, 2 23-inch 1080s, and a 13-inch 1080 down in the keyboard drawer of my computer. So I pull it out and have another screen down there.
Okay, but you don't have it running now.
It's running right now.
Oh. I imagine for a moment that you had like 5 Bloomberg terminals like with stocks like happening. It's like, oh yes, I have 4 monitors.
Well, I mean, right now I've got what else? I've got the stream. I've got our Discord, so for the voice thing. Then I've got Photoshop and Maya working on my Steve locomotive. I've got a monitor full of reference to the Steve locomotive. I've got Twitter up. I've got a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, it's a little crazy.
It sure is. Yes, sir.
So I have a Monster Rig 2. Yep, pretty much. I built it for 3D rendering a few years ago, so it definitely holds up for right now. At least.
Is that like your usual? I mean, you every day you basically use all 4 monitors.
I only use the bottom one sometimes.
Only when you need to brag on a live stream, basically.
Yeah, pretty well. The bottom one's a Cintiq, so it's a Wacom touch display or pen display.
Mm-hmm.
So
whenever
I see. So I use it a lot for like texturing and sometimes as well. So I'll just like pull it out. So when I you'll see some like rust streaks and things, and I do those by hand now on my pen. I also and this is crazy for an expensive touch screen monitor and things. I put Spotify down there a lot because I can just use touch controls and just control it.
And all of this is being driven by a PC.
All of this is being driven by my one PC, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep. And I still have a whole bunch of graphics ports to GPUs right now. We'll see how long those last, though, because they don't work very well in Cities, which is like the only game I play.
Pretty much, right? Yeah.
So I'm like, that 1080 Ti sure looks nice.
I was looking at the number of hours people put on. I mean, the people that I have on Steam that they put on Cities Skylines. I'm not anywhere near.
Yeah, me neither.
Some people
I'm
are like in the high
like
3,000s, 4,000 hours. I'm like just shy of 1,200.
I just noticed I have 555 hours.
Oh, that is.
I am some sort of disgusting noob, apparently.
Yeah, you're definitely a noob.
Somebody's just joined. Who's the guest? Flux. Yep, of course. Hi, everybody. Flux Trans here. We're just talking about my contribution to Seenu from a few weeks ago at the hot tubs and rocks and everything.
I was actually looking at the chat to see. Oh, Flux joined. Like, where is he? I can't find him. Oh, that's funny. That'd be funny. Actually, where is Flex? Maybe we should.
I don't know. Here, I can. Yeah, I'll message him.
Find him. Maybe he can join at least. Say hi for a moment.
Bothered waking up.
Okay, I want to delete this
wall
here. Actually, I should have done that. I want the pillar here on this corner so that the wall doesn't just end randomly like that.
He's not in game or anything right now, so he's probably not recording. You never know.
Maybe he had a late last night, just like you, or not.
Or not.
All right, so
it's Flux. Stop overdoing your cities. They're too perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
I Flux Trans am done overdoing my cities. They're gonna be like barely done from now on, just for you.
Why is this not showing texture?
When is my video up? I need it. I need it too.
We all need it.
Soon TM. It's been way too long, but I've been like moving. I've been going crazy, figuring out all this stuff. And as I said, I've been starting a bunch of new projects and things because every episode needs to be the best episode there's ever been.
Of course.
I
I wouldn't accept anything.
And like, not even just the best episode of my thing. It needs to be the best episode of Cities Skylines content that there's ever been.
Yeah, in history, ever.
In history, yeah. Every single episode needs to be.
And it has to be future-proof too.
Just that good.
Yeah.
So it ends up being a bit of a slow process to make an episode.
So yeah, so it will be out tomorrow, guys. Don't worry.
Oh, come on. don't say that. I'm busy. I'm going out to dinner tonight.
I guess, yeah, I go out to dinner like every night. Or into dinner, I guess. Like I eat, you know? That was dumb. I'll stop now. Everyone can leave now. It's done. Like that was like literally the highlight of the terrible jokes. Wrapping things up. Bye.
Oh, good. Somebody thinks my episode 1 is the best. So I'm glad to let you down every week. And I guess actually more like every month lately.
Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing. Like you're hyping it so much that
I'm just going to let everybody down.
Yeah, you need to like, you know, under promise and over deliver, man. Come on.
That's right. It's never coming. I'm giving up on Gramercy altogether. Consider any additional episodes you see
a miracle.
A miracle. Yeah, exactly. Just some sort of blessing from me to you personally every time.
The hand of God came down from the skies and gave you an episode
Blessed
of Gramercy.
An episode of like a weird fake New York.
Churches will be made on your name, in your name. On your name? I don't know.
No clue. Harry's now asking how long until airport?
How long until airport? Hopefully not super long.
I think I can answer that one, and it's a whenever I can get myself to finish.
Yeah, there's a bit of I'm waiting on some assets.
Sorry.
Yeah. When Gramercy will be up, the airport will be up, maybe.
We'll see.
Or not.
There's a lot of stuff because the problem is right after I started these, I'm like, I guess this will have to do for these airplanes, huh? And then it's like, this will tell you how long I've been working on them and dreading having to actually learn something more about Cities Skylines modding. But I like when mass transit came out, I'm like, ooh, can I maybe use like the blimp rotors to be the propellers for these propeller planes because they're not huge
like
jets
a
anymore.
Rabbit hole of research.
Exactly, and I'm just like, how can I do this? So now I need to make a few more like versions of the propeller. So I went and talked to like Ryan. I got the blimp propeller extracted to look at it, and to make it show up, it's super wide. I'm like, do I do that? Do I keep the propeller I already have? And it's just like, oh geez.
Plus, on top of everyday work and life and things.
Yep, and exactly. I've moved across the country since then. I've got a full-time work until the end of the summer, which means that not only do I have full-time work right now, so I'm busy, it also means that I'm still looking for jobs, so I'm busy.
Yeah.
And just we'll see. I'm trying to get them done fast, and there's also like I keep coming up with new stupid ideas and stupid like jokes and like maybe I could add a couple extra airlines, or like how about like it'd be super easy to make a version of this plane with pontoons and have that work as a boat. And then it would be super easy to just convert that and also have it with wheels. But then it's like, oh, actually, maybe not because the texture space, whatever. So it ends up just every step gets a little bigger. And one of the other airplanes, so I'm doing planes for $2.20 as well.
Oh, nice. I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah, sorry, you're not exclusive.
Aww.
But originally I'm just like, yeah, it'll be fine. I'll just grab my current jets. They're okay. And they'll just do a quick like batch of 80 style textures. And I'm like, man, but this plane doesn't have the right engines to be for the lady, and that's a huge project too. I'm like, great.
What kind of plane are you doing for him, if you don't mind?
I am doing I'm doing a passenger DC-10.
Oh, nice.
Because I mean, 1987, you gotta have a passenger DC-10. I'm doing a classic 737 with the skinny engines. I'm doing a 747 with the short bubble, like backdating all the stuff.
Yeah.
Few more. I'm doing a DC-9. It's like a shortened version of my MD-80. But like most of the shortenings work pretty well, but a few of them just like, oh god, don't make me do this. Somebody asked, do you ever stream on Twitch or strictly here on YouTube?
I haven't streamed on Twitch in a while, and honestly, I don't really feel like streaming on Twitch anymore. I should probably take that down from my like little graphics on my videos. I feel like YouTube is it reaches a wider audience, and I still want to keep my Twitch if I ever decide, because I always want to stream like a totally random game that it has nothing to do with my channel. So I want to keep Twitch for that, even though I've been thinking about this idea for over a year and I haven't done it yet. But you know, definitely don't want to delete that account. But I don't know. The experience I think is way better on YouTube now for streaming. Now that I have the Nightbot and everything else, and most of my audience is already on YouTube. So
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, I get both.
Yeah, I know I can stream to both too. Maybe I should look into that. Actually, that's not a bad idea. The other YouTuber who's speaking is B. Squigglehouse.
Yeah, that's
house.
Me. I'm not Flux Trans. Sadly, maybe someday.
Maybe someday. Yeah, we all want to be like Flux.
The talented Mr. Flux Trans just kind of take over his whole life.
When you said Mr. Flux Trans, I imagine like the door to a green room with Flux and like a little star on it. Oh, Mr. Flux, we'll be ready in 5 minutes.
Yeah, we're ready for you on set, Mr. Flux.
Yeah, Mr.
Makeup's ready. You're ready for makeup.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh man. What other games do you play other than Cities Skylines? I play Planet Coaster. And that's the end of the list, at least right now. I was playing a little bit of Rocket League like about a month ago. I occasionally play GTA 5 just for fun, but I rarely play games for fun at all. Like, I use my PC to like make videos now. Like, I come back from work and I like immediately start recording or edit or whatever else.
Yeah. Me too, kind of. I play like some other stuff. I play a lot of simulation games, and then I have a Switch too, so I've been grooving on some Switch games.
You've been switching.
Yeah, but that's nice because I mean, it's like when I'm at home, I'll be working on Cities Skylines or like working on like actual work or making assets or things. But it's handy that now with the Switch, like I'm not gonna lug around my 25-pound desktop computer everywhere. But with this, I just grab it. And so I've been playing a lot of Breath of the Wild, some Mario Kart. I just got Splatoon 2 yesterday. I've got ARMS. So I've got all the kind of Switch classics, I guess. But yeah, so that's kind of what I play. But on PC, pretty much only Cities Skylines.
I gave away my PS4 to a friend because I never used it.
Yeah.
Not a big console guy, to be honest.
Me neither, but the Switch, just like in being portable, has kind of filled the gap between like console gaming, which I don't really love, and like mobile gaming, which I actively despise.
I feel like, I mean, maybe I think I was spoiled by like early iOS games. So now I can't even, like, mobile games, I'm like, oh, they probably suck. So I'm already judging all the Switch games just because I had a bad experience with iOS, like
yeah,
a few
no,
years
I
ago or more.
I love it. It's got obviously great controls. You don't need the touchscreen controls and everything.
That's good.
The games are awesome. The screen's really nice. It's only 720p, but like it's super vibrant and colorful and everything. So I'm loving it so far. It's expensive though. I forgot how expensive console gaming is.
It is,
and
yeah.
Having to spend $60 on every game is like, oh, that's surprising. That's surprising. I had to buy extra controllers, things like, huh, how about that?
That's how they stay in business.
I guess so. I just went, my sister's in Ireland right now, and they have, there's a pink and green set of controllers for the Switch that they have not released in this country. So I just asked her to buy them for me. They cost me $100.
Wow.
Which
kinda
probably
like a limited edition, or like just
I guess so. But like in hindsight, probably not the smartest purchase I've ever made. But you know what? It looks cool, and they're like obnoxious pink and green, like neon colors. So whatever, it's gonna be fun.
Man, I always love like moving things around in Cities Skylines and just like all the cars like rearranged all the time.
They can't, yeah.
That's kind of insane. Oh, talking about modding and all that. I got this question a lot on Steam about fixing my cargo docks and passenger docks to the mass transit thing. I have no idea how to do that. It's basically the same problem that Jay was explaining a few moments ago, that we have to do research on how that works. However, there was some good news. This last week, someone made a mod that removed the buoys from the ferry lines. So I tried it and it works. It's great. So now I have a little bit more incentive to actually fix this, because I'm still using the other mod that basically makes mass transit work without having to buy mass transit. But yeah, I should probably give that a shot. Again, I don't know when I'm going to get the time to do so. I know a lot of people really want me to actually invest some time into fixing that, but maybe now it will become a reality. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, if you're interested, there's a mod that removes the buoys, and you should totally get it because it's worth it. Buoys are ugly as hell.
Hey, Flux Trance is here.
Hey, Flux.
Me try and talk to you more.
Yeah, let's try to talk to you more.
Well, try to figure out other stuff. If you can talk, hit me up on Discord. We're using Discord this time instead of the usual Skype.
Yeah.
So let me know. People were mixing us up earlier. I may have stolen your identity for a little while, but I hope that'll be okay, and I hope you still want to talk.
You now owe some money to some people.
Yeah, it's possible.
They're gonna go break your legs. Isn't it?
Hey, Tim the Terrible's here too. Hey, Tim.
Hey, Tim.
Get on those catenary poles for me, please. I need them.
I was just thinking how, like, I feel like
Flex in bed on his phone, literally just woke up. We called that.
Yeah. You heard it. You heard it
here first.
Yeah, that's what it's. Man, why am I have what? God damn it! Why do I have so much trouble talking right now? I mean, I'm not like asleep or anything. I had a ginormous coffee, but it's funny. Some days I really like speaking in another language. It's really like challenging for some reason. This week has been kind of crazy, probably because I've been doing a lot of things, more than other weeks. But yeah, so I do apologize for that. All right, so I'm gonna add a few more of these decals, just so you know, and you can keep firing questions if you guys want on chat. I'll be happy to answer them.
Strict, can you make LA after Cedu?
Not at all. We were just talking before. I don't know if you just joined the stream, but like doing a massive, like even this is like a tiny island. Doing this is like already pretty massive. Doing an LA size thing will probably take like years, like several years, to the level of detail that you're used to. Of course.
Or letting this be a full-time job.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Even then, I mean, just think about it. It will be like the level of detail of GTA, if not more, in some cases. So,
yep. So yeah, if you'd like to see LA made in a video game, check out Grand Theft Auto 5. But actually, also check out
$2.20.
$2. Yeah, I was gonna say Springwood is like not just LA. There are definitely some like New York elements, which I think is super cool. Kind of blending those two cities. I've always wanted to do a blend New York, San Francisco.
It's the best of both worlds, actually.
Yeah, exactly. Like a San Francisco with like a Manhattan across the bay instead, and the bridges all whatever. But anyway, yeah. So LA is gonna be sort of. Oh, Design Candy's here, shouting out Springwood as well. Look at that. Everybody's here.
Everybody's here. You should.
Check
what?
It out.
You shouldn't be making videos, guys. Are you sure you want to spend your?
That's right, guys. It's Saturday. I should be making videos.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Did I add all the decals? Oh no, I'm missing some decals here. Okay, well I'm gonna do this last couple blocks and then we're gonna move on to other things, guys. So don't worry. Almost done. Almost done. Just want to add a bit more of this. Oh crap! I need to do all these too. Okay, I'm gonna copy and paste things and just call it. They look good enough. I wish there was a few more variants of these mod decals that I could use.
Yeah, Ronix, come on.
They look so good though. They're like way nicer than what I was. I mean, because when Seenu started, I didn't have these decals.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a good. You know what? Flex just brought up a good point. Is this all intentional, Strict? Are you intentionally trying to distract us all so you're the only one who can post videos this weekend?
Yeah. Did it work?
Ooh.
I guess we'll see.
It's working for me.
Good. All right. That's good enough. I call that a win.
Say you've been doing this to me every weekend.
I'm really that evil, you know?
It's your fault. Please direct
what?
all your hate mail to stricttoaster@stricttoaster.com.
P.O. Box.
Yes, please send all your hate mail. Don't send any hate mail. He doesn't deserve it.
Talking about evil, I've never used. I don't think I've used my thingy. Let's see if this is gonna go super bad.
Vocoder? Oh boy.
Let's give it a. Oh no, this is the opposite.
How about now? There we go.
God, that's so weird.
I need to be able to use it. I can never find like a good excuse to use it. So I guess.
Who needs an excuse?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's my evil voice and my totally not evil voice. All right, so we're moving forward here.
Somebody asked, can you make a suburb map after Seeny? Seeny now being the only thing I'm ever going to call this series.
Seeny?
Seeny, Seeny.
What's I mean a suburb? Like what? Like a urban sprawl type suburb? I think I kind of did that before.
In Cedar Valley?
Yeah, and in Arrowhead. But
yeah,
who knows? Yeah, why not?
I was thinking Cedar Valley had a lot of that, but I was actually also thinking, I don't know, whatever you called your LaGrange.
Yeah, actually, yeah, you're right. That one had suburbs, a little bit more compact,
kind of
less urban sprawly, but yeah,
definitely. But I just mean like that sort of like size of development.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you haven't seen that, you should totally go see that.
Over on the channel Strict Doaster.
Well, I mean, it's also on my main channel as a cinematic. Can you post it on the chat, pretty please?
Yeah. Give me a minute, Jesus.
All right, I think are we done? But oh no, we're not even close to done. I need to blocks.
There you go. That's the classic. These guys showcase. Yeah, Ocampo. That's what you called it.
Ocampo, yeah.
So yeah, if you guys are interested for like a more suburban sort of map, there you go, Ocampo. Do any of us watch Rick and Morty? I do.
I don't.
You know, it's neat. So he's saying that I'm basically Strict Toaster's PA. Yep, I am, right down to the fact that I'm not getting paid.
He's also my CPA. I get a lot of tax advice from him. That'd be funny.
I'm probably the worst person you to get tax advice from.
Exactly. That's why I'm being sued. Probably.
I keep getting these phone calls that say I'm getting sued by the IRS.
Is that actually true?
No, it's not true. It's spam phone calls. It's like, please, like.
Oh, the ones that
somebody. Yeah.
Are those the ones that ask you to go to a Target to buy a gift card? Have you seen? There's so many.
I have not.
Of those.
That's hilarious. Mine just asks you to like email or go to some super sketchy website. It's like, go to therealirs.ru. I'm like, I don't think so.
I mean, why would they call it the real if it wasn't the real one?
If it wasn't, that's true.
Maybe you should look into it. Maybe you actually owe some money to some people.
So I'm just gonna get raided.
No, but there's this ongoing scam where supposedly an IRS agent will call you and they ask you, they basically tell you that you owe them a lot of money and you need to go to a Target and buy a gift card and give them the numbers. Apparently, a lot of people fall for it. In fact, It's actually funny. I don't know if we talked about this before. Obviously not in a video, because why would I talk about this on a video? But so scams like the Nigerian prince type scams and all that, they actually purposely make them ridiculously sounding. So when you look at that email, it's like, there's no way, this is totally a scam. But if they made it a little bit you know, if you were to scam someone, you wouldn't like make it so stupid, right? You would take some time and actually plan it. The problem is that by making it sound super ridiculous, only like really people who have no idea how the internet works or anything actually fall for it. So they, you know, offer less resistance to actually cooperating and actually getting money from them. If you made it look like somewhat real, then people will be suspicious and you will be just wasting a lot of time trying to convince someone that eventually it's not going to give you any money. Yeah. Which makes total sense. Like, the conversion rate of scams is way higher if you make it really dumb.
Yeah. And I guess it's a lot faster to do too, since you don't have to be convincing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, totally.
Somebody asked real quick, what kind of projects, themes, or cities do you guys plan on building in the future?
Oh, what the fuck is this? Sorry, what? What kind of project? Can you repeat that?
What kind of projects, themes, and cities do you guys plan on building in the future?
That's a good question.
None. Gramercy is going to be my last time. When I finish, I quit out of Cities Skylines and never launched again.
Just drop the mic.
Yep, we're done. I'll delete all my videos from YouTube.
Good. That's a good call. That's what you should do. In my case, I haven't really thought about it. Like, every time I find like an interesting project that I think would be able to do in like a short amount of time, I try to like do it on my Spanish channel. Lately, I had zero time to do that, so that's why you haven't seen one in a while. I try to prioritize Seenu, which is like my main series, but I'm always thinking of like projects of like small things that I can tackle, just so that I keep a varied, you know, set of projects. It's not always the same thing over and over again. So that's why Seenu is like very different from Arrowhead, and Arrowhead was very different from Cedar Valley, and all the other projects. Like the ski resort I did was like very different from anything else I've done, and so on. So expect different things, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Obviously, there's so many things that you can do, right? But at least focusing on like a one tiny type of construct. Like, let's say you want to do like the most detailed oil field, so you focus on that and forget about the rest of the city that supports that industry. And that's kind of what I'm aiming for in these days. So yeah.
Cool. For me, Gramercy is going to be kind of a long-term deal. But I do want to do, and I keep thinking about this, and honestly going to be reliant on when I can find time to make another steam engine asset, which, good lord, those take forever. But I want to do a California coast sort of scene. So maybe not a full city, but something about the scale of like a Campo. But I want to have, basically, I want to make the daylight look that black or the old Southern Pacific streamliner. And really kind of get like a California coast single track, like classic. So I'm not sure if it would be actually set in the 40s or be like set in modern times with like a steam train excursion going through or something.
Like a touristy thing?
Yeah. But like something like along the size of like Pismo Beach.
Mm-hmm. You know, actually,
like
you know what I was
Sur.
thinking? You're probably going to agree with me. And if you don't agree with me, you're more than welcome to leave this channel. I feel like Cities Skylines has become like a little digital version of model scale, where you do like a very small scene that it's like ultra detail that takes forever to be made, but it has sort of the same scale in terms of size.
Absolutely, I do agree, and that in fact launching myself back into Cities Skylines has made me start modeling again.
Yeah.
So I used
like
to do model
you mean
trains.
like physical model?
Yeah, so I've bought a whole bunch of trains again. I've got it's ones I've modeled. So if you guys are ever curious of like, I wonder what models he has. Look at the models I have on the Steam Workshop that have been revamped or remade recently. So I'll buy the model, and then since I'll have like a physical one to look at, you'll get a much nicer 3D model based on my real. So I'm sitting right here, and I've got my original inspiration for the American freight train locomotive, and I'm pouring over it for details. I'm revamping that one too, big time. So expect that soonish, I guess. All these freight train assets soon, which is going to be nuts.
It's gonna be nuts.
But I'm going through and like really making new, Like it's reinvigorated my passion for modeling, which I used to do a lot as a kid, and then kind of stopped doing, and then now want to do again. So I'm buying more trains.
The problem is that you
much to
actually need physical space for all that.
Yeah, exactly, which is concerning for me wanting to live in New York or San Francisco, one of the most expensive places to
Yeah.
get square feet.
The worst
So this ends
real
up
estate ever.
not only being an expensive hobby to like purchase the things, it's going to be an expensive hobby to afford the room to keep it in.
Yeah.
We'll
I
see.
don't disagree with that. And just to answer some of the questions that have been on the chat, I mean, I'll definitely have one thing that I haven't done anywhere near is like somewhat of a European theme. So at some point I will tackle something like that. You can rest assured that I will. It's the next big challenge, I guess. We'll see what we can do about that. I mean, I feel the pressure though. Like most of my audience is from Europe, so if I screw that up, that's the end.
Is it really from Europe? Most of my audience is from here.
Really? Yeah. I mean, the majority like of a single country is definitely the U.S., but I think combining all the other European countries is definitely like a big part of my audience.
Interesting. Tim, Silver had already made the Netherlands.
Yeah, and he did a pretty good job at it too. So
somebody's asked me, would I ever do non-American bullet trains? Would I? Yes. Will I? Probably not. Like I can, but other people take care of those for me. It's pretty nice. So I make assets that I want to see in cities that other people haven't made. So honestly, my recent train, the Acela, is the only one I've done, I think, so far that there are other versions of on the workshop. I try to keep my stuff all unique in that regard. So, I mean, we'll see. It's just unlikely that I'll ever want to have a Eurostar or something like that, or a bullet train in my cities. So I don't really see a need to make my own. One other question though, and this one will actually involve the host of the stream.
all right.
If you could live in any yeah, sorry.
No,
you could live in
I'm kidding.
any YouTuber's Cities Skylines city, whose would you live in?
If I could live in any like current Cities Skylines city, well, I mean, that's a tough one. I would obviously live in Gramercy. I mean, no, I mean, if just going by where I currently live, probably the closest place I would live will be in Springwood, because it's, you know, as close as LA as possible, and I love living here in LA. So that's, I mean, I haven't really thought about this question much. That's my quick answer. Does that make any sense?
My quick answer would probably be Gramercy again. I mean, I am tailor making it to exactly what I want.
Yeah, I mean,
so it's like I'm like, yeah, it'd be nice to have like a park right here. Destroy 2 blocks of houses and a road and make
Screw
a park.
all these poor people living here.
It's
I want a
like, sorry,
park.
I'm really like Robert Mosesing my way through this. And in fact, like a lot of the stuff, and this was pretty hilarious when I had some comments. There's like, Brooklyn isn't anything like this. Literally, the area I started on Gramercy was outside my window, and I'd walk past it and walk through it every single day. So
Yeah.
it kind of already was for a long time where I lived. If I had to choose one that wasn't my own, Rhinestone, 110%. Just like
Nice.
chilling, relaxing in the beaches, taking that sweet tunnel network everywhere.
The
Rhinestone,
Sweet Tunnel Network, yes.
for sure.
I hear he got some bad reviews on Rhinestone recently on YouTube. He's really bummed about that. I don't think he will do YouTube again, Mr. Flux. Did you hear the same that I did?
Yeah, it's a shame.
It is really a shame. He was so disappointed about that. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what happens. You really need to be on top of your game on every single, you know, metric.
Yeah, Seenu would be pretty nice too. I mean, it always depends on where you're living. A lot of these, like,
I wouldn't. I mean, I would love to like visit Seenu like once a year or something like that. I think it's like super chill and everything. But I like, you know, like life, like hectic life a little bit. You know, like big city life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
There's so much to do in a big city. Like for example, 2 weeks from now, I got tickets to see the anniversary release of Reservoir Dogs with Quentin Tarantino himself at the
Nice.
theater. Yeah, so that you can't do that in Seenu, unfortunately. I mean, maybe you can. I don't know.
I think Arrowhead would be a fun place to live, but I'm a huge sucker for that like southwestern like kitsch.
Yeah, I agree.
I like that sort of lifestyle. I imagine imagine like, because I guess you've told me pretty specifically that a lot of parts are based on Barstow.
Mm-hmm.
Just like location wise, like that's not even impossibly far from LA. So you're not like impossibly far from a big
True.
city.
Yeah, you're like an hour, 2 hours away from like
Yeah.
cool things if
But
you
it's
want to.
just
But
so
you're like far
peaceful
away
and-
enough that
and
it's
quiet
like
and rural.
relaxing.
Yeah.
I
I mean, like, yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, I totally agree, and like, I would live in a place like Joshua Tree or something like that. That's like, farther away from LA,
Yeah.
but still close enough.
I mean, hey, pretty soon we'll be able to live anywhere we want. Just hop on the Hyperloop and be there in half an hour.
That's true. Yeah.
So I was reading a Reddit comment about the New York to DC 90-minute Hyperloop thing. And it's like, cool, get me from DC to New York in 90 minutes. I can't even get from New York to New York in 90 minutes.
No, totally not. Wait, I actually have a question about that. How does?
Yeah.
So I know he's building like a tunnel from one of the neighborhoods here in LA, from Brentwood to LAX. Which is usually would take you like 30 minutes in a car, like 40 minutes with traffic, maybe more in traffic actually. So is that Hyperloop or is that like some other?
No,
like,
that's a different technology. That's gonna be, it's like an elevator. You drive your car in,
yeah.
and it elevates you down, and it whisks you along. I think it's really inefficient and silly, and I wish you'd just start making trains. But
But it'd be
whatever.
Fun,
It'd be fun. It's interesting. But it's certainly weird. I don't know. I am as much of an Elon Musk fan as I am. I read an interesting take, an interesting, I guess, unflattering take on the Hyperloop thing and how it's kind of, he's a car salesman right now. Not like he's still definitely an innovator, but he's planning these Hyperloop announcements and things to distract from current high-speed rail while he can sell cars. Which I'm just like, you know what? That's an interesting take on this, and man, that's disappointing.
That makes sense.
Because right now you're looking at like a critical point where people are starting to want to invest in high-speed rail, and you're looking at people now because he's like, yeah, Hyperloop, look how great it'll be. It'll be cheap too, and he has no idea. Never really built a big system like that, and everyone's like, wait, why are we going to spend $500 million on high-speed rail when all of a sudden when like in 15 years we'll just have Hyperloop and it'll be totally obsolete?
Well, I mean, isn't it the same issue with? Did you hear this whole? There's a video by I think Wendover Productions about. You don't like him?
Sorry, I'm not a big fan of Wendover Productions.
Why not?
Because a lot of times, and particularly with his "Why Trains Suck" video, but so like I like his E-Tops video. I thought that was very cool. But some of like he misses a pretty critical part of research or gets it wrong, and his entire conclusion's based on that. And it's presented
what
as
is he missing?
So for the "Why Trains Suck," a large part of his conclusion and one of his like most key points was that since Amtrak operates on freight railroads prioritize their own trains rather than Amtrak. That's actually against federal law.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like a major point. He's like, yeah, this is why they suck.
Yeah,
because Amtrak doesn't own their own tracks anywhere. And where they do own their own tracks, they operate much more, whatever. But it's this, like, I saw him just like, that's not true. And like cursory amount more research in that. Like, I'm pretty sure he read like Amtrak doesn't use their own track on all these long distance lines. And just assumed, or just in some way got it wrong. And I'm like,
Well, I mean, I wasn't talking specifically about that one though. But have you seen the one? Maybe you just like hated the guy and never watched another one of his videos. But he did one not so long ago about why planes don't go faster anymore.
Yeah, that one I've seen. That one's pretty good.
Okay, so my point was going back to Hyperloop is maybe and even high-speed trains. Like if you have a network of like autonomous like smaller vehicles or pods or whatever. Like, maybe it's fine if it takes, like, 2-3 hours to go from D.C. to New York. Like, maybe you don't need to be there in, like, 10 minutes. Like, you know?
Yeah.
As long as, like, it takes care of the trip for you and that kind of thing, maybe that's enough.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
interesting.
it would be way more fun if there was like a magical device, of course, but maybe it's not necessary all that much. I don't know. That's my take.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big train proponent, but like even the Hyperloop thing, like I much prefer. I mean, I just moved. You saw the footage. I came all the way across the country on a train. That takes 4 days rather than like 6 hours, or 3 days rather than 6. But it's so much nicer because there's space. It might be because I'm 6'5". I really hate
Cram spaces.
like cramming into planes or even like car trips. I'm not a big road trip fan, but man, I love taking a train because I can get up, I can stretch out fully, I can walk around. Like I'm cramped in a car, even in front seats of certain cars, and even in front seats of like big cars. I'm just not a road trip kind of person. So like being able to get up from my seat and walk to like a cafe car sounds awesome. You're not gonna have a cafe car in a Hyperloop.
Yeah, definitely not. But you probably, I mean, if the promise of Hyperloop is as good as it is, or as they say it will be, you may not even have time to get that coffee. You'll be there by the time you're done wanting that coffee.
I mean, I am 100% down with longer, like obviously not extremely long. Like I think the high-speed rail from LA to San Francisco, which I think is supposed to be like 3 hours, is awesome. And I also think there are other knock-on benefits. Hyperloop is not going to promote any business in Fresno because the train's not going to stop.
It's just going to go by really fast.
It's just going to scream right underneath. But a train actually would. You'd end up with an area that's actually commutable to San Francisco or LA in like Fresno, which I think is super cool and is going to like reinvent that whole town.
There are not any plans of having like intermediate stops
on Hyperloop?
Yeah,
none.
Or like
the whole
other
idea,
lines.
The whole idea is that you are expressed to wherever you need to be, and like you'll basically your little pod, which is private, not privately owned, but you'll get it like get in.
Yeah.
And it's just you, or like you, and it's like an Uber driver almost. It's like not, you don't own it, but it's just like 4 or 5 seats. But it like kind of switches off the track and slows down elsewhere before you get up, or before. So like if I were going express, I wouldn't have to stop anywhere, but I'd kind of switch off the track and then elevate out of the station later. Somebody asked me, how do American trains compare to the rest of the world? Passenger trains, it depends on how you quantify them.
Depends on what part of the world too.
Yeah, we're a huge country, and commuter rail systems are usually pretty good. They are not profitable, but on time, popular, well ridden. Places like the New York metro area. I mean, if you didn't have the trains in, which are Long Island Railroad, Metro North, and New Jersey Transit, you'd need something like 55 more bridges, and you'd need to convert all of Manhattan into a 2-story parking garage to hold all the cars. So the rail systems there are pretty incredible. We have, I believe, and I think facts back me up on this one of the best freight rail networks in the world. We move some crazy, I think it's like 40-50% of our cargo by freight, which is nuts, or 40-50% of our cargo by rail, which is nuts. And it's extremely efficient and fast and that freight rail is profitable. Is it 60%? Because that's crazy. But anyway, it's interesting. I think it can improve. I think high-speed rail would improve that a lot. I think obviously it won't work everywhere. I think like New York to LA high-speed rail is probably crazy, but like New York to Albany to Buffalo to Chicago to like Detroit to Chicago, I think would not suck, and would probably
actually that'd be a nice distance.
Yeah, revitalize that sort of corridor. Yeah, so I mean, because I think it's really cool about high-speed rail is it can improve places along it rather than a flight, which a flight from New York to San Francisco doesn't improve anything, but my train ride, I got off in Chicago and walked around. And we had like a little layover in Chicago. I walked around, I bought stuff, I enjoyed the city, I bought crap at Union Station, whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, the problem is that most people that make that trip like need to get to the place too, right?
Yeah.
But I mean,
that's what's nice about high-speed rail. is because it does let people do both rather than just flying. Well, we'll see.
We'll see.
Hyperloop and high-speed rail and the
Planes are
Jeezy
fun, though.
experience. Planes are fun. I like flying as well, but I mean, I really like big, long train rides.
Yeah, I don't know if I would be able. I mean, I love trains. Don't get me wrong, but
give it a shot.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's.
I mean, if you're in LA, you've got one of the most beautiful rides up to San Francisco and to Seattle beyond. It's a quick, easy overnight for you.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it's not even. It leaves pretty in the morning.
Well, I've ridden the train to almost to San Diego to actually go buy my car. But ironically, but it was amazing because it goes right on the ocean.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. So I'd give, and I mean, I'd love if you come to San Francisco. We could hang out. You could do a guest episode of Gramercy without me having to package all my files.
that might actually be faster if I actually ride the train to San Francisco.
Head up to, yeah, exactly.
Man.
But yeah, I'd love it, and you should give it a shot because I've like, this is gonna sound weird, but my mom hates public transport. Like, really doesn't like it. Is like grossed out by it. Wishes that people would go back to wearing gloves on airplanes, like you see in old timey. But I with like one cross country Amtrak trip, which we was apprehensive for, is like a total convert.
Interesting.
It's more comfortable. Everybody's friendly. Since it's not uncomfortable, delays don't really matter. When you're on a plane and it gets delayed by 2 hours and you're sitting on the plane, you're like, oh God, we're on the tarmac for so long. God, this sucks so bad. I think my train was like 6 or 7 hours late getting it to San Francisco. I'm just like, yeah, it's fine. Doesn't matter.
Well,
like,
I mean, you didn't have a specific schedule that you needed to.
Yeah, I did have a schedule. That's
true.
The thing. And that I'd imagine would really suck for people who do have a schedule.
Like if I only have a weekend to go visit you or whatever, and then the thing is delayed by 8 hours, then I just lost 8 hours.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
At the place.
But yeah, absolutely. But I mean, there's definitely there are ways that it doesn't work, and there are ways that removing unforeseen delays would improve the system a lot. And whether that means dedicated track, whether that means better track. I mean, as you guys saw from that time lapse, a lot of the route we took, even though it's an incredibly heavy freight route, is single tracked, and that's just because you can plan out and schedule trains really, really well. But that means like what happened with me when at the Iowa-Nebraska border, an 18-wheeler jumps the freeway and crashes onto the train tracks.
Like unexpected.
Yeah, it's like, well, that's it, and it's a single track line, and the detour means you have to back up 200 miles, which doesn't really work. You end up with problems because it's hard for a train to just
That's the one
kind
I took, by the way. Yeah, the surf laner. Someone is mentioning it in chat.
But I'd give the Coast Starlight a shot. It's very, 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 very nice. I've been trying to come up with an excuse to take out for a weekend. Why are they talking about boring stuff? Ross Murray.
Wow, that is inappropriate.
Ouch. Better city, San Diego or San Francisco? I've got skin in this game, so I'll leave it to you.
I mean, I obviously spent a lot more time in San Francisco than San Diego. Like, I've only been to San Diego twice for like not more than a day. I'm leaning towards San Francisco just because I feel like it has a little bit more history. But San Diego is beautiful. Don't get me wrong. It's really, really nice. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Yep, I'm similarly San Francisco over San Diego, but I mean where I live.
I mean you chose that. Yeah, I mean I would choose like LA over San Francisco, but yeah.
Yeah. Coast Starlight takes 34 hours from San Diego to Seattle. That's interesting because the Coast Starlight doesn't go to San Diego. But yes, it takes a long time to get up the coast. D98 says Northeast Regional or bust. Yeah, so those trains up in the Northeast along the Northeast Corridor, which Amtrak owns, are rarely delayed by substantial amounts of time. They work very, very well. They're faster, they're more reliable, and they're actually profitable up there, which is super cool. So, I mean, we know that rail transport along densely populated corridors works. So it always not astounds me, but I'm always disappointed when people are just like, no, it doesn't make sense to have a rail network between like Miami, Orlando, Jacksonville, Tallahassee. which is another like pretty dense corridor.
Yeah, it is pretty
Like,
dense. Yeah.
Why not? Or LA, like Sacramento, San Francisco,
Definitely
Fresno.
not LA. LA is like already way too far. But LA in and of
just
itself
like
has its
Fresno,
own...
Bakersfield, LA. Like if you can make that trip in like, all the way in 3 hours in relative comfort, that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
But with that said, it can be inconvenient without a good transit network on each end.
Yeah,
It sucks
you
to
get
be
there
dumped
and then
off
you're
and then
screwed. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like cool, nice catch by the way. But it's like cool, great. I'm at LA Union Station. Now what? I guess I need to go rent a car. That's inconvenient. But like in New York, I mean, it's super nice because you arrive at Penn Station. You're like, okay, great. I've got all these different train options, like subway options. You arrive at Grand Central. You have fewer, but still you have all these great train options and things. When you arrive at Emeryville in San Francisco, which is how much I guess, to get into San Francisco proper, you change to an Amtrak bus. And you're far away from all the public transport options, which is why like part of the whole California high-speed rail project improves a bunch of the transit connections and things here.
I think that is like banned in like for like LA City, like City of Los Angeles, like banned that. So now they're trying to. They didn't approve, like the local council didn't approve like the route going into LA or something like that. So it would like go only to, I don't know, like Calabasas or something like outside of LA.
Ew.
Yeah.
That's crazy because there's so many good freight lines that run straight into Los Angeles.
I know, but I don't know. I mean, this is like, I read this like a couple years ago, so I don't know.
Oh, so it says it's going to go to LAX, which is not bad because LAX has decent transit connections to downtown.
Actually, I mean,
does it not?
Yes, but you have to like walk a lot. Like there's not like a train that goes into. I mean, they're working on it right now, actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm sure. So one of the things I like about the California Speed Rail project is that it has a lot of there's a lot of nice forward thinking, which I think is why a lot of the reason why it's so expensive too. And people are like, oh my God, how is it so expensive? This is nuts. But like, so they have a new bus terminal in San Francisco, and it has a huge basement. And the basement actually has train platforms and no tracks right now, and there's no tunnel. But the California High-Speed Rail includes a new tunnel to bring trains, including the Caltrain commuter rail, straight to downtown, rather than right now where it's at 4th Street and King Street, the old site of the old Southern Pacific train station. But that's like sort of inconvenient. You have to change to a streetcar, which is slow and not nice. But so not only are they building a subway to this new terminal, or to the current terminal, they're going to extend the track in a tunnel to a new terminal too, which is going to be really nice. They're also going all along the Caltrain corridor. They're getting rid of all the grade crossings. They're adding elevated sections through towns. They're doing better sound dampening. They're electrifying the whole line, which is going to be more efficient, obviously energy-wise, but faster for better acceleration, less pollution, etc. And it's kind of really well thought through. As part of this, they're also redoing the San Jose train station, which is like big because it's an old Southern Pacific like hub. And they're revamping the whole thing, making it really nice. And already, because they've announced this, Google is putting their big new campus extension right down there, right around the train station.
Of course they are.
Well, I mean, and it's very antithetical to Apple's new campus, which is a single literal walled garden in the middle of suburbs with no transit access. But whatever, I can be salty about that.
Classic Apple. Anyways, this is public works in general. It's pretty fun.
Yes.
It is pretty fun. Well, I just realized that all these houses have blocked fences. Should probably rearrange them better. Why did anyone tell me? Maybe they were telling me on chat, but I wasn't paying attention.
Any love for Canadians? Yeah, I mean, hey, high-speed rail, New York City to Toronto would be nice as heck. Nice as F.
Man, this is, like adding vegetation, changing subjects real quick. It actually, I mean, we're covering a lot of ground really fast. That's awesome. Like way faster than the fences, I think.
Yeah, vegetation rules in this game.
Yep. Yeah, it sure does. And it got so much better so quickly recently.
Yes. boy.
Let's see.
This new train I'm making, it's at times light on the old details, at least in terms of like what I can research, which is frightening.
What do you mean?
So because all the trains in real life were scrapped, I'm having a hard time finding like really good reference pictures.
Oh, like
for
the
things
original
like-
ones?
Yeah, for things like the front of the tender in between the locomotive and tender. So I'm like having to manufacture a whole bunch of details, which is fine, but scary.
I'm sure you'll get a comment from someone saying that, oh, this is like not perfectly designed and whatever. And
Yeah, and well, hopefully at least they'll post some incredibly nice view of it. I'll be like, well, you're right. Annoying that I have to redo this, but man, that's convenient that I can now see.
Yeah, maybe you should just post it like this and, have people send
Just
you
post
links.
it bad and be like, yeah, it's gonna be bad until you guys send me stuff to help.
Have you ever tried streaming your modeling sessions?
I
they're
sort
like
of
pretty
did.
slow paced, but I don't know. Might be fun for some people.
I sort of did my last stream was like it was originally going to be all Gramercy and then stopped.
When was this?
I streamed like a month ago.
Oh, that was
back when
pretty recent.
back when I thought, man, I could really get back into the city stuff.
And
Be
it's
like,
gone.
yeah, I'll stream now, and next weekend I'll release an episode, and we'll be back on schedule. It's gonna be great. Yeah, that's right. It was working on the Acela train though, which is now released. If you guys would like to download it. So they asked why are trains in the U.S. not electrified, and it's because part of the reason is trains in the U.S. a bunch of roads stopped making a lot of money really fast, really quickly. And it was very expensive to maintain. And since every railroad had different electrification techniques and things with like voltages and things, they couldn't standardize. Like the appeal of a standardized diesel locomotive was incredibly great. So the appeal of being able to like GM mass producing like an F unit or an E unit managed to be a lot more profitable than having to order all of your engines bespoke. You just kind of get it off the shelf. It was like the not having to get a suit made for you. It was like getting something off the shelf. So it ended up being cheaper in the short term, at least, to buy diesel. And they took down a lot of the electrification stuff, and we're still paying for it now. All right, that's enough train talk. You got to stop me.
Okay. I mean, I'm having fun. I'm learning a lot, actually. But if anyone in chat wants to know more things about other things that are not train related, please feel free to leave your
Let us
questions.
know. Of course, Seenu gonna have no trains, right?
Seenu will be trainless.
Ugh.
Yes.
I'm disgusted.
Yeah, just awful. Yeah. It's all going to be roads and, yeah. I mean, the distance is not just there. Like, it's inefficient to actually
Yeah, it doesn't
have a
make any
train.
sense. Yeah.
There will be a Hyperloop, though.
Oh God.
I mean, there is right now. You just can't see it, but it is there. Can we get a zoom out? Yes, we can. This is what it looks like. Here, oh, I can't zoom out any further than this because I disabled enhanced zoom. I thought it was only like for first-person stuff. But yeah, so this is the
region view. Click the region button.
The region button? Yeah, I
right,
guess I could do that.
The timeline
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, it's just ugly. Also, like all the all the names of cities and policies
true. All
cover
those things
everything.
come back
so
up.
it's better if we just go into this menu. So this is the main outline that we've been working on, and this is what Flux was working on not so long ago. This is where the
What are you
airport
gonna do
will
on
be.
some of those tiny little islands in the middle?
You mean this one's? I don't know if you can see your probably can see
Yeah,
that.
probably we'll see.
But you mean the tiny ones right next to the one I'm working on?
Yeah, particularly those ones, but
I think there's
Just
like
gonna
a
leave 'em?
few structures in real life on some of the bigger ones. The rest are just like inhabited. I will probably like redo the vegetation around them, and maybe add like a little scene where like someone has just brought like umbrellas and like a
nice.
picnic
Like
table
a little
or something.
power
and-
boat anchored.
Yeah, something like that. But
Cool.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. But other than that, I don't know. Probably not much.
Add the hatch from Lost.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, that would be so nice.
Like a smoke monster sort of deal.
Yeah, I'm still really happy about how the docks came out. Still one of my favorite builds.
Me too.
It's withstanding the.
I'm glad they work too.
of
I'm excited
time.
to get to you set up some of them ferries.
Yeah. And the farms are by far my favorite part of this whole build. I think they came out great, and I want to do more of these. There are more of these in the island, but I think I want to like overdo it a little bit more, just because they look that nice.
Somebody asked, "What's your second favorite game?"
My second favorite game. Oh, that's a good question. SimCity, SimCity 4.
SimCity 4, there you go.
I just like, many games an equal amount, I guess. I mean, there's games that I can just play for a long period of time, like Transport Tycoon even. But I don't know. I mean, GTA, it's definitely a great game. Just like from a tech perspective, even it's so good.
Yeah.
So well done. A lot of work done there, but.
For me, lately at least, Breath of the Wild, which is an open world masterpiece. I'm not even usually a big fan of like fantasy games or games that aren't set in modern times.
Or have trains.
I was gonna say where I can jump in a car and just like drive on a sidewalk.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
that's all you want to do every time you get a car. Just drive on.
Yep,
sidewalk.
of course. I've got to like when I'm driving in real life, I've got to like fight myself. So he's asking for like a San Bernardino styled map.
San Bernardino. I guess that will be kind of like Arrowhead, just with
Yeah, I
more
was gonna say it's
population.
like a bigger Arrowhead, so it's like I think you're gonna I know I'm not planning on doing anything like that. You?
No. I mean, I don't think we're gonna go back to like the Southwest style for a while.
Yeah, it's been done.
Bug is asking if I have resolved the flickering issues you had in my last video. Yeah, I totally fixed that. What you do, or at least what I did to fix that, is I went into the options. I went into Find It, and I click this option right here that says Fix Bad Props Next Loaded Save, and that did it. Oh, wait, no. Well, that fixed one of the problems. The other problem that I was having is I was having Ultimate Eye Candy and the Climate Control. So it's basically two mods that would collide, and they try to like both affect the time, like the sun and all that. Basically this. So I think that was at least causing the flickering issue for me. That and the Find It thing. So I removed Climate Control because I don't care anymore. And like about having clouds, they don't even look nice anyways. So I'm sticking to Ultimate Eye Candy for now.
There you go.
This menu, yeah. But I don't know if that will. I think I mentioned this to someone on Reddit or something, and they said that they tried that and didn't fix it for them. But it did fix it for me, so.
So we got a bunch of city ideas. We got a Las Vegas style thing with the casino strip. Somebody says Soviet era, which could be neat.
Yeah, that would be fun. Yeah.
Mexican style. I think it's a little too close to Southwest.
Well, but I think the architecture is very unique.
That's true.
So
and not yet made into.
I mean, I
actual
definitely want to
assets.
do like a Latin American. I mean, I kind of did that already for my ski resort because that was based in Latin America. But I do want to.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, it was in Argentina.
Oh, neat.
That's Latin America-ish.
Somebody says, is there anything you wish you could incorporate into Seenu, but simply wouldn't be possible or extremely difficult to fit?
Extremely difficult to fit. I think the biggest challenge with Seenu right now is the coastlines. I mean, we have some good decals and everything else, but it's just hard adding like actual real details to the shorelines, to make them look like super realistic. Having like different types of sand and I don't know, just blending things in a little bit better. Like this looks okay, but like this wouldn't look like this in real life. It would have been a little bit more blend in, more sparse maybe in certain areas. But the problem is like non-sparse things in City Skylines look like really barren, so you need to like overdo it with bushes and things, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Cairo, Egypt. I think Skibbeth and $2.20 are working on an amazing Egyptian adjacent type of project.
Yeah.
You should definitely check that out.
Yeah, a lot of people want like Mediterranean, European, Greek.
Basically everything that we haven't done.
Everything we haven't. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Again, like it's the same thing with my assets. Like, because I like building where I can see and like where I live and taking inspiration from these sorts of areas and feels. But so it's like I'm not thrilled by the idea. I know, Strict, you're a little different because obviously you do not live in the Maldives.
No, definitely not. And it took me a lot of work. I mean, you have no idea the amount of research that I often do, like going, like, because there's not even street view on Seenu, so like at the real Seenu, like Addu Atoll. So I like source videos from YouTube, like drone shots. But it's pretty challenging coming up with some of these designs with places I actually quite haven't seen in person. It's doable though. I mean, and eventually you ended up putting your own twist to it, so it's, you know, you make it your own at the end of the day. Something's missing here? There was something. It's gone now. What the hell?
Yeah, it's just too much American and Arabian style stuff. Why you like see? I don't know. I mean, maybe from a third party, like all American cities look the same, but I'm like having a really good time with my like deeply New York style one. I think it's totally different from like $2.20's more LA format, even though he's also pulling in New York elements. And like both I think are pretty different than Cedar Valley.
Well, Cedar Valley was
and
just
like,
a mass. I wouldn't
yeah,
use that as a specific architecture style.
No, even still, I mean, I think that there are a lot of different American sorts of cities. I think there are still some that haven't been explored. One project I've been wanting to do for a while is a Rust Belt, like a city that used to be a lot bigger and is kind of like super declined.
Oh yeah, I remember you were talking about that not so long ago.
I've been exploring that idea a little bit in Gramercy, just like stuff that's been converted or abandoned or something like that. But like I really want to do like brownfield sites. It's like an old rail terminal that's just been like totally pulled up and abandoned and like wrecked. And just like a lot of stuff like that, I guess, would be fun for me. So you ask for something like Alaska, which could be interesting.
Well, I mean, yeah. Isn't Precious City kind of like that in a way?
Precious is like, yeah, definitely Pacific Northwest. So he says Portland, Oregon.
It's close,
I know
close
that
enough.
Yeah. But the Alaska is kind of, it's like a very small city like that. I think what's interesting about Alaska is that, like particularly Anchorage, which is not a huge city, has a huge airport because it's really convenient for cargo flights.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like things that are like weird like that, like a small city with a huge airport is really interesting to me and like tempting to build.
Well, Arrowhead was in a way like that.
Yeah, Arrowhead was
massive
like
airport in the middle of nowhere. Was there for scrapping reasons, I guess.
But things like that, things like God, I just had a great example and then totally forgot about it. No, it's okay. Like, oof. All right, they'll come back to me. But things that are weird about it is like a really new. Oh, that's right. I had my eye on something like LaGrange, Kentucky, with a street running section, and then
There's
you
more
totally
than one.
did it.
You can do the other one.
That's true. But I've had my eye on like a street running railroad is a good example for that. So you'll probably see an area of Gramercy that's less inspired by New York and more inspired by the Jack London Square area in downtown Oakland, California. Though obviously I'll still use my New York building set and everything just to kind of match.
Mm-hmm.
So here's Rome or Venice style. Those would be a lot of fun. We're slowly getting the assets for those, which is nice. A lot of really cool European
I mean,
buildings.
now that with mass transit, Venice might be very doable.
Yeah, it could be fun.
About it. Yeah,
mean,
interesting.
it's just-
That could
it
be a
just
nice
takes a-
European project.
A couple mods or a couple like
Unless we do Venice, California, which I mean, I'm
you
literally
go,
like
Venice,
10 blocks away
California.
from the canals.
What else?
Oh,
There'll be a ski town in the summer. Could be neat. Actually, I just managed to see like in the related videos of that time lapse. It turned out somebody did like a Glenwood Springs inspired build in City Skylines with like the red cliffs. I thought that was super cool. It was a little bit older, so it didn't have all this like super cool detail that we get to do now. So I'm like, maybe I could do something like that. Billings, I think it's Billings, Montana could be fun. I wanted to do like a like in a similar small one-shot build, obviously that California coast thing, but also like at least because I'm around Silicon Valley right now, but like a big tech campus.
we do have
Which would be
some
fun.
assets for that, I guess.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah, I
of
mean it's just like some modern low-rise office
yeah,
buildings.
that's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah, and like, but like a few of the things are like really funky and that sort of stuff. Like, I keep thinking because it'd be really easy for me to make just like a set of signs, so I could make like come up with the fake company name, and make a set of signs, and then build their like corporate headquarters. So I've been considering of doing that in Gramercy, like properly, like
Well-
figure out what my in-universe Google is going to be and build their campus.
Well, I don't know if I'm spoiling anything by saying this, but we were talking a long time ago about doing like a set of signs for like an Uber and Lyft.
Yeah.
I mean, you were thinking about doing that. Like
Yeah,
an
so I
Uber and
wanted
Lyft
to do.
type rivalry signage.
Yep. And I've had this idea for a long time because my old block, I lived a couple of years ago in New York, had a bunch of billboards on one side. And there was one time where there were Uber billboards and Lyft billboards on it. And I'm like, what could I do? So I was really kind of excited about that. And I still want to. And there's going to be a point in Gramercy where I'm like, man, I need some billboards. And all the stock ones suck. So it's time to come up. So I've got my idea for those. It's going to be Super and Ride, RYDE. And I'm hoping to like release those and have like a bunch of signs, like a couple of corporate signs for buildings, like a bunch of billboards, a bunch of like cars with like the little logo. I think I'll probably like Super will have it on the door, and Ride will have like the pink mustache or something like that. Do you guys know what Solvang in Santa Barbara County is? Yes, I've been there a couple times. It's weird as heck.
Why is it weird?
Because it's just like a little like Dutch colony in the middle
Isn't
of
it
California.
like Norwegian or?
Might be Norwegian or something,
I
or
think
Belgian or something.
I don't think it's Dutch, but
All of Europe looks the same to me.
oh,
Danish. It's Danish. It's Danish.
Danish.
Thank
There
you.
you go. Okay.
Thank you. I got my D's mixed up. Ooh, and people are all sad.
Yeah. Oh man, they're gonna bully you now.
Real quick before I forget, Nicholas Waldron asks, Gramercy Series is my favorite Cities Skylines project on YouTube right now, so get dunked on there, Strict.
Aw.
I cannot wait until you start work on the Manhattan section of the city. You are going to be waiting a while because Gramercy has always been kind of in concept New York without Manhattan. So sorry to disappoint you there. We are going to get to a downtown, but it's going to be more like downtown.
Yeah. Suddenly,
Queens or
Seenu doesn't
downtown
look so
Brooklyn.
bad, huh?
Yeah, that's right. See there? So all of a sudden, I expect my thing to drop. Do you guys know anything about Flux's next CS project? Yeah, it's gonna be pretty crazy. It's a full scaled down map of the entire world, which is a little bizarre, but he's gonna have a lot.
Yeah.
I don't quite know how he's gonna fit it in game, but I know he's been talking to developers to see if they can make him like a custom, like bigger map. And a lot of really
apparently
cool...
they say yes. They're actually working on it right now.
Yeah, it's really neat. So he's getting the agent limit up to, I think they're going to the next like size of integer. I think right now it's a 16-bit integer.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to increase it to like 32 or 64 so we can actually simulate like millions and billions of agents.
It also requires 10 GPUs and SLI. So
yeah, so SLI support's coming for Flux, but I think just for Flux, which is a little disappointing. He was telling me that he wants kind of exclusivity on some of these features.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
So he's going to be making the entire world to like the level of detail of Seenu or Gramercy or something like that. So good luck to him.
Yeah. Also, the terraforming. You know how he usually does like episode 1 of terraforming. I mean, we're looking at least 15 years of episode 1.
Yeah.
At the very least,
it's coming someday.
Yeah.
But we're waiting for that patch as well. Somebody asks, "Are you goofing us?" Absolutely.
Yep. He's actually building the entire world, like in like the 18 kilometer by 10 kilometer tile at a time, like one tile at a time. So it's partially true what we're saying. Actually, not.
Just in case you got it, we have no idea. In fact, I don't even know if he knows. He probably does, but whatever. It is a bamboozle. Yeah.
I know, but I don't
Oh,
think
really?
I'm allowed to tell.
He doesn't tell me any of these things.
Well, you should ask him.
I should ask him.
Actually, no. I mean, he's. I don't know for sure because like he's always like hinting, "Oh, I want to do this or want to do that." So I don't know if what he told me is actually happening or it was just like a wish. So that.
Strict, are you going to come back to SimCity 2013? One video could be fun.
No, I don't think so. No. I mean, yeah. I played like the last. Oh man, the playlist is over. Let's start that over. It's pretty quiet around here. I remember playing SimCity 2013 like about a year and a half ago. Like after I was already playing Cities Skylines, just to like be able to finish my series that I left somewhat unfinished. I wanted to like have closure on that. And having played Cities Skylines before, like it totally like ruined SimCity for me. Like it wasn't worth it, like the time or effort or anything. So no.
We'll see.
And kind of the same for SimCity 4, but SimCity 4 is still like a way better game than SimCity 2013. Like I would rather play SimCity 4 before I play against SimCity 2013.
Yeah, agreed. The one thing that I like SimCity 13 kind of holds over me is that like it was as like disappointing as it was to never be able to spend 100 hours in the city because there just wasn't enough to do. Is like the fact that I could be done with a city in an afternoon. It's like whenever I'm playing Gramercy, I'm like, man.
Yeah, an afternoon
is
nothing.
nice,
It's like a half a block of.
Yeah, I'm like, cool. It's gonna take me 3 afternoons of recording to get this episode out. And now I'm like, that was nice. So like the only possible thing I could ever imagine playing SimCity 2013 again. I guess I never uploaded on my channel ever, but I played it. But is if I could somehow manage to get Strict Toaster drunk and we could just stream it.
I mean, why would I need to be drunk? Just so
to convince you to play it.
Oh, I mean, if you're gonna do a stream like for just goofing around for a couple hours, I'll be down. I probably won't make a series of it. I mean, or a whole video. No. But if it's
I'm definitely not. But
sure,
just,
let's do it
because
tomorrow.
It could be fun. I mean, tomorrow I'm busy. You know
me too.
But like that's the only concept is like to provide like a platform and like because it'd be a lot of fun to start a little region, jump back in, and just try to like see what everybody could do in 2 hours and share it a lot more easily on stream than having to like save files or figure out how to screen share or whatever.
Wait, so you're saying do a collab on SimCity or you play and I'll comment on what you do?
But just like a maybe not full collaboration, but like a short stream. It's like we take an afternoon, we like take like 3 hours and just say, starting from scratch, what can we do in SimCity? We share a region and we show off what we built to each other when we're not.
Okay, I'll be down. I mean, I kind of did that with Sat forever ago. We did the series called SimCity Switch, where we would like play each episode. We would continue each other's city. Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. The problem is, I mean, not the problem. It's just like there's so little detail you can add, and now we're like so spoiled. I mean, look at what I'm doing right now. Like seriously.
Yeah. So yeah, probably. But that's like the fact that they would be easy to share would mean like almost a competitive city builder is the only concept I can imagine like wanting to record and even reinstall Origin and SimCity 2013.
Oh my god, you just lost me there. I completely forgot that you have to have that piece of crap software in your computer.
Yeah, I have never. So I built a new computer in 2014 and just didn't bother installing SimCity.
Oh yeah, no, me neither. But I mean, like right now, lately, I've been feeling like that about every game that is not on Steam. It's like, oh crap, I need to like manually download this game. What is this?
I rebought SimCity 4. I literally can see my SimCity 4 Deluxe Edition like disc on my desk, and I rebought it on Steam because it was too inconvenient to have to take the disc out every time.
Yeah, I totally understand.
Like, it was like $8. I'm like, sure, let's do it. That was my SimCity 4. I had a launch day SimCity 4 Deluxe. So the day that Rush Hour came out, I bought the Deluxe Edition.
Nice. A little piece of history there. That will be worth some money in the future.
Probably not.
Or now. Probably not.
Last game in a dead franchise.
This is looking good. I'm actually kind of excited for how this is coming out.
It's looking really nice.
I mean, it's so relaxing adding vegetation in general. So much fun.
I'm excited. I've got to get. I get to do that.
Yeah.
Soon.
So,
is that Long Warehouse the Metro Overhaul Depot?
No, this is Mr. Mason. It's a new thing. It's not even functional. It's all aesthetic.
Yeah, that's the Metro Overhaul Depot.
Oh, really?
Check it out on one end. That's where the train's caught. He stuck some garage doors there, but he released it because people wanted it to not be functional.
Yeah, no, this is perfect.
Yep, that's where the trains come out. Like, that looks awfully familiar.
Yeah, no, definitely no trains in here, but this
no trains
building,
there, but yeah, it's a great building.
Yeah, I didn't spend a lot of time detailing this. Maybe okay. Let me ask chat. Do you want me to spend some time detailing like the surroundings of this building, or do you prefer if I continue adding vegetation to all these other blocks? Another option is start detailing some of these mosques that I added, by the way, that I didn't mention. I added one here and another one here. So I need to actually, take particular, spend a little bit more time detailing that than the rest of the neighborhood. So what do you want me to do for the next hour or 30 minutes or so?
Mosques, building, keep adding. Mosques.
Okay.
Detail the building.
That seems to be winning the
mosques.
All right, let's go with a big one. So let me do one quick thing first. Let me detail the rest of the blocks so that at least we have like a framework of what to do. I think that will make life easier. So
I've got to run about 20 minutes though.
Okay. Yeah, I'll probably wrap up by that time anyways, but I just want to have a few trees here.
Yeah, I was going to say another small little project. I've got to get some work done and then try to squeeze in some time to get editing and
I have to get a lot of work done, and I have tickets to Dunkirk tonight in IMAX 70mm.
Nice. I'm still trying to find.
It's not the laser projector though, the one I'm going. In fact, I'm driving all the way to Orange County because.
I mean, hey, 70mm film is better than 70mm projected.
Yeah, I know. But the only projector like nearby that's like laser, it's the one at Universal City Walk, Universal Studios in Hollywood. But it was just sold out for the past 2 weeks.
I'm sure
so
it is.
Like impossible.
Yeah, I ended up having to see Interstellar. It was a sold out show, like middle of the day, like weeks after it came out, because I wanted to see it in 70mm in New York. When's the next Gramercy episode coming out? I'm really hoping tomorrow, but it might slip.
Oh my God, yes.
Early in the week. It really depends on how much time I
even if it's incomplete, just get it out, man.
Just get it out. It's just gonna like hard cut at the end. No nice nothing.
You need to like all the footage that you recorded. You need to show everything. I bet you can cut quite a bit of it.
I'm honestly thinking like, so I've been slowly kind of assembling it, and I'm like, can I just like, would you guys be super pissed if there's an episode where I just like start a bunch of crap and don't finish anything? Because if so, I can have it up like tonight. But I'm trying to like squeeze a finished project, so it's not just like watch me like juggling a bunch of balls, watch me throw a bunch up into the air, and you'll see when it comes down in a while.
Okay, so what do we do here? I think open up this door, maybe this door. Let's grab some of these pillars. Are these tall enough? They're not, but these are. Though they look different, so I'm just gonna copy this wall segment over here.
lot of requests for government buildings, which would be fun to see.
Yeah, I need to figure out. I couldn't find. So that's some similar to the conversation that we were having just a moment ago. Like I couldn't find any good references of government buildings in here. I feel like there's like probably like a small municipality building, and that's pretty much it. But I definitely want to add that. Trust me. And it's a nice excuse to have like a large footprint building that occupies a lot of space. That's always a good thing. Let's see, what do we do here? Let's grab a brush for concrete so that we can get a door going. There we go. And I think we should. I want to pause the simulation real quick because it's driving me crazy.
Go for it.
I never play with the simulation on, by the way. I just turned it on because I know there's a lot of people who want to.
You know what I've done that's coaxed a few extra frames out of Gramercy? I started before I start recording. I delete all traffic with Traffic President.
Ooh.
And that's coaxed a handful of frames out. It's nothing like earth-shattering, but it's ended up kind of speeding me up a little bit. Somebody says a collaboration between both of us would be awesome. Never. I refuse.
Denied.
Denied. Yeah, sorry. I don't work with people like Strict ever. Like
Ever.
I don't even join him on streams.
No, it's just just a terrible human being. We did a collab like 2 days ago. You haven't seen it?
Yeah.
And this is like not a joke here. Like, can you post the link on chat in case you haven't seen it?
Sure.
Jay took the train from New York to San Francisco, and he shot a big part of it as a time lapse. And he sent me the footage, and I edited, and it's now up in my channel. At least part of it is in my channel. The route from Denver to Glenwood Springs in Colorado. So yeah, definitely go check that out. It's kind of mesmerizing and like hypnotic.
It's just pretty cool. Yeah. So I mean, I guess it's true. We have collaborated already. Not on Cities Skylines again. Never.
Well, I mean, we also kind of did in Cities Skylines. You did a lot of the planes for Arrowhead and things like that.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I guess and of course, I'm totally lying. It's really just kind of a matter of finding what to do and when we're both free. So we're busy people.
Yeah.
And as like, even though a collaboration, like, oh, it'll be great. It'll only a third of or I guess a third. I'm really basing myself off of Arrowhead, but it'll only take like a fraction of the time because you're not doing every episode. There's still a lot that you have to figure out and manage and get yourselves all like everything sorted. So we'll see. I'd love to. And I think that I hope at least that you'd love to as well. But there's just a lot of headache. And I mean, you guys have seen how well I've been able to keep up with Gramercy alone, and that's without everything else. So
well, collabs are slightly easier in that regard.
Yeah. So I guess
that's the reason why I had Flux do a guest episode of Seenu, just because it's like, oh, cool, I don't have to do anything this weekend, which was totally not true, but it's still like, it's still, a good thing not to have to think for just a little week, like take a vacation out of Seenu, I guess.
A thinking vacation.
Yeah, thinking, like of using your brain. That's underrated.
But it's basically that. I mean, honestly, a lot of my problem, which is why Gramercy has been delayed and why I haven't been like super eager to jump into collabs with people, at least yet, is because my schedule is basically like I have like 2 weeks and then a huge question mark. Like literally, that's what my calendar looks like. Because I'm not sure if I'm going to be moving to like an apartment properly. I'm actually living back at home with my parents right now, just while I'm waiting to get. Or while I'm not waiting to get.
At least have a room to record, or not even that?
Yeah, I do. So I've got my computer in my bedroom and everything. So I've got like a place I can record, and they're being nice and like quiet and like letting me do stuff. But I don't know where I'm gonna be living. I don't know where I'm gonna be moving. I'm like stages of, and this is gonna feel crazy, but I'm late in the stages of interviewing with a company that's hilariously New York based. So I may be like literally about to pack up everything and head all the way back.
Great. So we're gonna get the other segment of the time lapse for the train.
Yeah, exactly. The return trip.
Man, I really hope you stay in my same time zone.
Yeah, that would be convenient. So really, it's like once I can get a few more things solidified, then I will. Then prepare yourselves for an announcement of some sort.
Hold on to your butts.
That's right. Hold on to your butts. And who knows? We'll see. I'd love to do it, if nothing else, because it would make me more famous.
Or maybe we're lying and there's something already in the works. Who knows?
That's right. Who knows? I actually
we've been
already
joking so much about so many things. One of those things is probably true.
It's us. Our project is the whole world one.
It's not Fluxes. That was the lie. We're actually doing a whole world.
It's the entire world, to the level of detail of Seenu. That's why I've been working so hard on making assets, because I literally have to make every single building that exists in the world.
So far you've done a steam engine.
Yes.
Good.
Of which zero
shape.
exists in the real world. Yeah. So I'm really kind of starting this well.
I mean, yeah, if we figured out a way not to, die of old age, we might be able to finish it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like, I've got like maybe 3 square kilometers, or 9 square kilometers done of Gramercy. You've got Cedar Valley under your belt. You've got like a couple square kilometers of Seenu under your belt.
Yeah.
I mean, we're chipping away at this thing. World's not that big.
Yeah, no, but Cedar Valley and Seenu I guess Seenu kind of counts. Cedar Valley doesn't count because it wasn't like a real place. So
I mean, Gramercy's not a real place, but I'm just saying, like, we kind of know how long it takes to like start chipping away at this thing.
Yeah.
We're pretty good.
Yeah, we're amazing. Man, I really wish splines for all these props was a thing.
God, you turned me on to.
I mean, I'm actually kind of excited about this new mod that allows you to like
procedural
model
stuff,
thing, because that may be the door that opens like Pandora's box of mods.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. But because right now, like, being somebody who prides himself on good textures, especially lately, where I'm like going through and spending time like doing rivets on trains and things. Like seeing people like, oh my god, I can't wait, that looks so great, of like a cube with just like a reference texture that gets squished and stretched and squashed. I'm
that
like,
really bothered you,
huh? Well, I wouldn't say really bothered me, but I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look great now, but I can just picture the ramifications of that.
Exactly. I'm hoping that there'll be better ways to UV stuff, because like a tile would be fine. Like bringing up, when you look at like a wall of the like compressed earth blocks, that just kind of like press up against like the edge of a freeway, something like that would be awesome, and doesn't require a lot of texture variation. You could just kind of set it all up in a certain way, use the color variations and tile the texture or something. So like stretching it, I'm like, ooh. But I think there are really cool options. I think it'll look great, and I am very excited.
I mean,
yeah, sorry?
No, if you look at, if you go to like the modding scene of SimCity 4 today, like it is still like advancing so much. And it's been like over 10 years now since it came out.
Yeah.
So
just crazy.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna pave this whole area with these tiles. They look nice.
Those tiles are really nice.
Yeah, and these are vanilla, right? I mean, or at least the original design was vanilla. I don't know if these.
Yeah, I think that base one is vanilla, but I think somebody edited it to add more like funky
larger
shapes and things. Did my chat? Is just like nobody talking in chat, or did my chat freeze?
I don't know. I see some movement. I mean, it's definitely has slowed down, but maybe everyone's just asleep in their on their keyboards.
I think my chat froze.
After that whole like train conversation, everyone just tuned out.
Yeah, there you go. How do you feel when you're the only verified Cities Skylines YouTuber at Strict Toast?
Am I really the only one?
You're verified. I used to be verified, then they de-verified me.
Wait, how is that even possible?
I don't know.
Do something mean to YouTube, and they're like,
I think
screw
so.
you.
I think they just really don't like me. I verify. I mean, it doesn't take a lot to verify you.
I know there's like maybe it's because of the requirements. You need like 100K subs at least or something like that.
Do you? Because it used to be that there weren't that you didn't need any sort of.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was literally just like confirm your email and you get yourself. And I did that. So maybe they changed that, but I had the check mark. It was awesome.
I still haven't gotten my silver play button or whatever. Like it didn't even show up.
Oh, really?
In my
Yeah, that's right.
password.
You deserve a thing.
I don't know if I deserve it. I just want it.
Yeah, you do.
I just bought it with my work.
Well, that means you deserve it. There we go.
I
Now
guess.
the chat's moving.
So it was freeze or frozen.
I think it might have just been slow for me. Because I opened up in a new tab and it was the same messages. So it could have been frozen. I don't know. I've got no clue.
This looks so nice. I love this tiles. They blend it even when you like rotate it at weird angles. It still
looks really good.
Wow, someone disliked the stream.
Oh,
I always
bad.
get those. It's funny. It's like this is not as good as I thought it would be. Dislike. That's okay. I think YouTube still treats dislikes as likes, so I really don't care. I mean, to me, it's not like, oh, like I don't care, like I'm so like, over it that it's like whatever. But it's to me, like I only pay attention to dislikes when there's like, like the majority of people disliked it, because that means that I actually maybe did something wrong. If it's just like like 10 dislikes and like 20,000 likes, like whatever, I don't care.
Oh man, now you say people are disliking it more and more. There are 4 dislikes.
Great, thank you guys.
People are moving from like to dislike. Thanks guys.
Actually, that YouTube is promoting that anyway, so thank you.
That's true. Oh, they're back. We're back. Thank God. 259 to 1. There you go. I'll like it. 260,
I opened,
260
yeah.
to 3.
Things get kind of crazy. Like that girl who blocked me the other day, and everyone just like went crazy too. Like I'm not commenting on those kinds of things again. For those who have no idea, I retweeted this photo someone, like some random person on Twitter posted, and everyone started liking it because it was like a photo that looked like out of a game, but it was like a real aerial shot of LA. You saw it, right, Jay?
Yeah, I saw it.
And,
I saw it. I think I retweeted it myself, or
yeah.
I replied to your thing, which I think tagged this poor girl too.
Yeah, and then she
like
blocked me because she thought I was spamming her or something. Because I'm sure she was getting like a zillion notifications from everyone liking this photo, and she blocked me. And I tweeted, "Hey, this is funny." She blocked me, and then everyone on Twitter kind of freaked out and started tweeting her, and that wasn't good. I regret doing that.
It happens. You called the fan base coming in and fighting for you.
Some comments from some people were like really inappropriate, so that is what. Yeah,
that's actually no fun.
Yeah, no, that like one thing is to like like try to argue with her, like, hey, why would you block him? But one other, like, I'm not gonna even repeat what some people said, but that was like really stupid.
That's disappointing.
Very much so. I think we need to add fountains to this mosque. Also, I don't know if we have any Muslims in the chat, but like, can you? Is the thing with mosques like similar to like Catholic or Christian churches, where there's like maybe sometimes like an adjacent cemetery, or like the whole burial process is different? Can someone answer that question for me? Because I wasn't sure. I think I found some mosques that had like a cemetery right next to it, but I don't know if that's like. Like a unique thing or like a different type of like I don't know. I'm very ignorant of religion in general, so maybe you can enlighten me. I know there is. So actually, I know there is going to be a cemetery right next to the airport, which is like a weird place to have a cemetery, but that's where it is in the actual, Seenu place. So look out for that. It's gonna happen. Oh, I haven't used this one in a while. It's just a couple.
I think that mosque needs those "we're open" signs.
Yes, like sale. Religion is 15% off today. Come get yours.
I don't know why the idea of sale on religion is so funny to me.
Because you can get it like way easier than before, you know?
People seem to be saying cemeteries not super common.
Okay, but they're
In
not
this-
extremely uncommon. So
in
I'm
this-
basically, I'm not going to add it to every single church, but maybe if I add it to one, that's cool. Is that good enough? Do we
I
comply with
guess.
the law of the religion?
I mean, I think people are saying it seems generally no mosques with attached or adjacent cemeteries.
Okay. So I guess the cemetery will be its own thing, separated.
Just kind of
I'm
elsewhere.
kind of liking this. What can I do to like the outer walls, like here, like to do? Like, I mean, I can add the gate, this like fence, iron fence gate thing. But the problem is that people will walk right through it. So I don't know. Also, I guess I'll have to move though. You know what? Let's just screw it. Let's just move this in. Something like that. Yeah, that actually kind of works. Let's try to repeat the same design here.
Actually, just use those new vines, which could be very cool. Like
new
Oh,
vines.
port two.
Do I have those vines in here?
That's the part. Whenever anybody's like, "Yeah, check out this new," I don't think
I have grapes. I don't know why I even have the. Yeah, this is not gonna work. Oh, because I got this for the farms. Even though grapes are like probably not from this climate, but yeah, I should probably add some vines in here. That's actually not a bad idea. We do need some lights of some kind, and then we'll add some lights and wrap this one up, I think. Let's add some of these smaller. I mean, man, this is an old asset that has all these like built-in lights already in, which I'm not a huge fan of. But maybe
Oh, really? I was gonna say it looks pretty.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think like current assets have all these like benches and things anymore built in.
Your complaints paid off.
Yeah, I know, right? I think it was Flux who ranted that, but I kind of like encouraged him to say that.
That's right.
And he
I think
took
it was
all the-
Flux, but man, I remember that was it was up against the parking lot specifically, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy. I'm like, man, I'm like glad I don't do buildings because I'd feel real bad.
Well, we're trying to build a Walmart, so let's see. Start the simulation here.
So you try to build a Walmart, and it's like, man, there's too little parking.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Or
Not
was
only
too
was too
little,
little
not too
parking, it
large.
was like 5 parking spots that were like all like
Yeah,
aligned in the
weird.
weirdest possible way.
Yeah.
Hey, this looks looking good enough. I definitely want to add a few more things. Oh, you know what I can add? Like a little fountain.
Ooh, somebody asked, what sports do you like?
That's a good question. I like. I mean, I don't often watch sports of any kind on TV. I'm not a huge fan of that, but I love playing soccer. And I love watching the World Cup. That's like that I actually like do that. Like look at schedules and watch that. But other than that, not a whole lot. Busy recording video games all the time.
Fair enough.
Those
The
are
World
fun.
Cup is great. I always feel bad because I feel like such a fair weather soccer fan, but the World Cup is just like another level
And the Olympics too. Actually, I'm not.
of play. Yeah, the Olympics are a lot of fun too. But I mean, man, they sure do happen a lot. It feels like they happen a lot more than the World Cup, but maybe that's just because of getting the Winter Olympics mixed up.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm more of a Summer Olympics.
Yeah,
kinda
me too-
guy,
me
you
too.
know? But okay, that sounds looks good.
All right, I gotta run in a couple minutes.
All right.
God, if you can believe it, I have things going on, which is weird for me.
It's good though. I mean, we cover a lot of ground. We fixed all these neighborhoods, especially like we added vegetation to this whole area here, if you can believe that. Even here, this one too with the mosque. I think we accomplished quite a bit. Just think of how much work I do in between episodes and how long it takes. I may like go a little bit faster, of course, when I'm not streaming, but you know, that's
generally speaking,
generally speaking, how much it takes. Oh, we also added all the muddy roads here and there. I think we're gonna call it.
Pretty good. It's like weird how much that almost looks like if you kind of squint, like American suburbs.
Yeah, I mean, I do love this look, like from up here and like from really close. But like the in between, like it just doesn't look like the level of definition that Cities has is not very good, unfortunately. Especially the vegetation, like LODs for trees is just terrible. But if you get close enough, it just looks amazing.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Thank you.
When did you build that? When did you build that little marina out there?
The little marina out there.
Like the long concrete strip with the boats next to it.
Oh, this thing.
Did I somehow miss like an episode?
Yeah, this was a huge episode. This was like the second dock, basically.
My bad.
And we have like all these. There's like hidden things here that make ships spawn and other things.
Oh, cool. Oh, you know what? Yeah, the hidden your docks. I remember that. That was a while ago. Okay, I just didn't
it was a while ago.
Recognize it, I guess.
Yeah, so it stretches like that to that side, and there's another one just like this one. I think somewhere around here that I need to finish. There's actually a couple of ones like this, and I also want to add. You know, if you notice here, like the depth of the water, how it's like a little bit deeper. I want to add some floating buoys, similar to what Flux did over on this side. He added some of these yellow buoys here. I want to do that so that, you know, to sort of mark the canal where boats can actually go through. Even here, there's like another like deeper canal for
deep
boats.
water.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
But I think that does it for this stream, guys. Thank you all for joining. I'm gonna try. Hopefully, will be the day where I can actually get the stream up on YouTube and it will work and it won't get flagged for copyright infringement or whatever else. And the quality will be fine. It will probably take several hours to be like fully processed and everything. So just be patient. But you're gonna be able to watch it maybe tomorrow easily. Thanks, Jay, for joining us.
No problem.
As well. And hopefully next weekend we can get another regular episode of Seenu. But that's all for now. Have a great weekend, guys.
All right. Yeah, bye. Thank you for having me strict. Thank you guys
welcome.
for all watching.